This is starting. Already, that was crazy, man.
Damn phone.
Oh, that was funny. Oh my gosh. Hey, you guys. Welcome. This is Straturday Night Live. Whoops, wrong button. Well, it is funny. Make sure you smash that subscribe, smash that thumbs up, and remember, we are very, very close to 10,000 subscribers, if I can find whatever the card was for that. We are there it is. We are very close to 10,000 subscribers, so smash that subscribe button, you guys. We're going to hang out tonight. We're going to have some fun. Smash that thumbs up, and we're doing some sort of a giveaway as well. So, let's see. Yeah, we already have 12 entries for the giveaway. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll give away some shims. What do you think, Ron? Is that...
Robbie's got my last one.
You have any shims left?
No.
All right, Saturday night for June 3rd. And we have a new guest tonight, too. This is awesome. June 3rd, 2023. It's 11:08 p.m. Eastern, 8:08 Bob time Pacific. Here we go. This is Johnny Beane TV. Thank you so much. Whoa. What's up, you guys? Hey now. This is Johnny Beane. This is Straturday Night Live. We're going to hang out for a few hours tonight, talk rock guitars and rock music, and have a great time.
Who are these people? Who are these people? Why are they here? What is going on, Johnny? Get to the chopper. I need my housekeeper.
Robbie Stingle, the animal, is here.
Yo. You up?
Whoa, what's up, dude? He's pumped up tonight. Look at that. And you guys also remember from last week, we had Ron. Ron Gunner is here. Guitar Nut, by the way. And
well, to say if they see me, if I apply or reply on chat, it's under Fretworks now.
Fretworks, right on. We got Fretworks in the chat. By the way, give Fretworks a subscribe on YouTube. He's got a brand new channel where he works on guitars. Exclamation point Ron in the chat. Where am I typing that? Exclamation point Ron in the chat will give you the link. There we go. Everybody in the chat, type exclamation point Ron.
There you go.
And let's see if we can get his link. There it is. There it is. Let's subscribe.
Now,
subscribe.
I just started today, and there's nothing really on there yet, but it will be. So
sounds awesome.
You throw it.
Oh, it'll be great. It'll be great, man. Right on. Actually, we'll actually do like a live. We'll actually look at your channel here, and we can actually tell how many people have subscribed. Let's see. Here's your video. Here's your channel right here. How many subscribers? You had 1 subscriber earlier, or 2 subscribers? 2. Now you have 3.
There we go.
There you go. What?
At least there's only one of them.
Well, there may be more tonight. So there you go. And hey, 40 Grit. Dude.
Present.
Present.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Johnny.
Hey, you're welcome, man. It's great to meet you. And look at all those awesome guitars. We were sitting in the green room for a little while, and 40 Grit was telling us, how many guitars do you own?
I had to do an inventory the other day. I'm at 84 right now.
Oh my gosh. 84 guitars. Wow, man.
What's that called? Gear acquisition syndrome?
Yeah. Wow. Well, dude, it's great to meet you, and thank you for joining us. And we look forward to possibly seeing all 84 guitars tonight on the show.
I'll do my best.
Right on, man. Well, hey, you guys, before we get started here, let's say hello to the top tier of channel members here on Johnny Beane TV here on YouTube. We have channel membership. Is this the right? I think that's the card. Is it? Subscribe. Well, subscribe, please. Oh, yeah, we're so close to 10,000 subscribers. Please subscribe. But we have channel membership. There we go. And the top tier of channel membership, they are the executive producers, and they are currently CC, Stephen Franklin, Michael Smith, Music Therapy, Laz, Sherman Callahan. By the way, I'm going over to Laz's studio on Monday. I'm gonna set up his studio for him. So his studio will be operational by Tuesday, I guess, or Monday. I don't know. And somebody, who was it? Was it on Twitter? Who was that on Twitter that tweeted me? And they said, you should actually film it. No, we're going to do it live. We're going to do it live. We're going to live stream the setup of Flying Pickle Productions. We're going to do that Monday at some point. So tune in for that. But hey, Sherman Callahan is an executive producer. 40 Grit. Hey, there you are, man. That's you. John Moronic, Majestic PB, and J Cat. We were hanging out on Twitch last night. Had a great time. Guitar Man 45, Janice Lala, the intern. Thank you, Janice, for sending those tweets to Waterloo. Thank you so much. R. Habs, Warlag, Patty Dill, and Fairfield Guitar Co. That's Lewis. Thank you. So much applause. That's the top tier of channel membership here on Johnny Beane TV here on YouTube. And again, become a channel member. If you'd really like to help support this channel, it really is the best way, because you get so much back being a channel member. You get your name in green in the chat. You get special emojis that only you can use. You get exclusive content only for you as a channel member, and it supports the channel. But while we're live here, if you'd like to help support the channel and get some cool things going on, these lights behind me, this is called the Guitar Noir, and those lights actually magically change with any super chats. So try that out. It's exciting. It's awesome. And it's the latest in Guitar Noir technology here on Johnny Beane TV networks. We're also live on Facebook, Johnny Beane TV Facebook page. We should be live anyway. Yeah, there we are. I see us. And actually, there's something else I need to do with the Facebook live stream. I left myself a note there. I just got to figure out how I can edit the stream. But yeah, Facebook. We're live on Facebook, and we got Facebook Stars, which is it's like a super chat, but over on the Facebook side, if you'd like to have support on Facebook. And we're also live in the exclusively Van Halen group. If you like Van Halen, that is the place to be on Facebook. I think exclamation point FBVH. We'll give you the link to that. Join the Van Halen group. We're also live in the EVH Gear Fans Live group, EVH Gear Fans Live page, Johnny Beane TV group, and eventually we'll be live on LinkedIn as well. Very exciting for our LinkedIn friends. So, Ron's leaving already.
He's on the watching National Geographic or something. He's gone to graze with the koalas.
That's okay. It's all right. Oh my gosh.
Wait, he's almost back. Wait, there's only one of them.
Oh my gosh. So hey, giveaways. Ron gave away a bunch of shims to Robbie last week. I found this in a box over there. This is from the NAMM show. I don't know, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. But I'm going to give this away tonight. This is a keychain. I don't know if you guys can see this. Does anybody know what that is?
Keychain.
Keychain. It's a keychain. Line 6. Do you know?
That's a Helix?
Yes. Look, it's a Helix keychain. So we're giving this away tonight.
On live.
Eventually, we'll be giving away, actual, live, sized ones. But no, I just found this. I thought it was cool. Actually, I have a bunch of other stuff. Oh, I totally forgot. Anyway, we'll talk about this we'll talk about this in a little bit. But anyway, we're gonna give away a Helix keychain from the NAMM show tonight. So make sure you say something in the chat. That's all you got to do. We got 25 entries for that. Although if the laptop crashes, Robbie might have to play a song on the drums for us. So I don't know. I mean, you got the gong, you got the sound plates. We could actually have a jam on here, because if you notice, 40 Grit has a guitar. He's got like 84 guitars.
Are you hooked through an interface 40 Grit?
No. Not
That
set
ain't
up.
gonna work.
Not set up for that.
We'll clip like crazy.
Mm-hmm. It's okay.
Hey, Johnny, can I jump in on the giveaway?
Sure.
All right, let's do a couple of these tonight, too.
Oh, no way. Oh, no way, dude. No way. 40 Grit, thank you.
I'll just send them to you, and you can farm them out.
Okay. All right. Well, those are actually the picks I use. Maybe I'll just keep them.
Yeah. Always not.
Just kidding. So we'll spin 3 times tonight, right? You got 2 of those? You want to do? You got two of those? 2. So we'll spin 3 times tonight. So we're giving away a Line 6 Helix keychain. We're giving away a couple packs of the EVH, what's the grit? Max Grip. The Max Grip guitar picks.
These are actually the collector's edition.
The collector's edition. Right on. Compliments of 40 Grit. So, great. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Let's see. Who do we have here? Let's see. We got G. Butchnoff is here. Hey, dude. We got MPN 5150. We got Richard Friend. Hey. Hey, dude. We got Epiphonium is here. What's up? We got Johnny Rock. Let's see. Fretworks, that's you. You need to win the keychain. Skyprop is also here. Janice is here. Am I late? Cal, you're right on time, man. And let's see. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, in the chat. We got Dan Gorman. Yeah, let us know where you guys are watching from tonight. I'm in Santa Cruz.
Ohio.
We got Ohio in the chat.
Phoenix.
40. Where are you at? Phoenix?
Yep.
Oh, cool. I was born in Phoenix. Actually, we were talking about possibly me actually coming down to Phoenix at some point soon.
Hang out, man. You're more than welcome.
Thank you. Yeah. I want to stop by Zim's Guitars and everything. Was just trying to figure out like weather-wise, like when's the coolest?
Starting to get warm.
It's a little warm there tonight.
Starting to get warm.
It literally gets to like 140 degrees there, huh?
141.
Oh my gosh. Dang.
Hey, shout out to him. Hey, seriously, that guy's shop is just awesome, man. I mean, like when I get a day off, I have a hard time not going out there just to go and hang out. His shop is so retro. Reminds me of when I was a kid. You know, like old school guitar shop, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
super cool guy, man. Dave's a great guy, cool guy.
Oh, he's awesome.
Because he sells everything I love. So if I go there, my wife would probably divorce me.
Wow. There we go. Thank you, Nightbot. There's Dane's link in the chat right there. Oh, we just lost Rob. Or Ron, I think.
Ron.
He'll be back though. Yeah, he was saying his phone is like acting up. It's kind of weird. Actually, I should probably put this up every time he leaves. We need to have. Well, is that the right thing? Talking guitars. Well, I mean, not really, but there we go.
Whoa, he's back.
StreamYard and iPhone don't work well.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we got to figure that out. Wow. Man. But yeah. Well, hey, let's 40 Grit. This is your first time here.
Yep.
It's awesome to meet you. You've been texting in photos of your collection for a while now because I recognize some of those guitars and that Edward Van Halen, the cutout there. We've seen that. What's your background? When did you start playing? When did you start collecting?
I'd say 13. I got the standard Sears. I think we were talking about Sears guitars a couple weeks ago. You guys were, I got the Sears catalog guitar from my dad, and then graduated to a Kramer Aerostar. I know that was your first one, right, Johnny?
It wasn't my first one, but it was one of my first Kramers. I was a dishwasher at one point. I had a real job, believe it or not, at one point. And I bought from a pawn shop a Kramer Aerostar.
Yeah. That was the
which
first
one?
Yeah, that was Kramer. What did me for Van Halen was I was over at my it's funny with the Van Halen guys, they always had older brothers or older sisters. And they were listening to the music, and we just, I was in 5th grade when I got my first dose of Edward. And it was, I think it was Diver Down. And I saw him on the back of the cover, and I was like, man, that guy looks really cool. Who's that? And my buddy was like, that's Eddie Van Halen. You don't know who that is? And I said, no. And then it was just downhill from there. I went and bought all the records, shoveling snow, whatever I had to do to get money to go up and get your parent to take you up and get you a cassette tape, And then from there it took off, man. I mean, I started playing. I'm military retired, so I did 23 years in the Navy. So I was in bands in the Navy. I played at Cabo Wabo for 2 nights.
No way.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's a really cool story. I got some pretty cool stories from stuff. But yeah, I got to play at Cabo for 2 nights. Played through Edwards 5150. Went in for sound check, and I was playing through a Red Voodoo. The crate Red Voodoo were Sammy's endorsed heads, and I was playing through a half stack of his, and the sound guy, I said, man, I just can't get my tone. And he goes, well, what are you using at home? And I said, I'm using a Kramer or a PV 5150. And he goes, well, I got some of Ed's in back, let me show you. And there's a door right behind the stage, and he opened the door, and man, no kidding, there were Ernie Ball cases all over the place. It was amazing. So they pulled.
Thank you, Clayton.
They pulled out a half stack for me. I got to play through Ed's half stack for 2 nights, or one of them, I suppose.
Wow.
And then, but I've been playing for years, and then I broke a neck, and I was living in San Diego, and I went down to a guitar shop in San Diego. I bumped into this guy, and I said, hey, I like painting Van Halen guitars. And he goes, well, do you want to use my booth? And I said, if you show me how to build guitars, I'll split the proceeds, what I make on these guitars, and we'll build them here. And he said, let's do that. So for a long time, he built off template. And so, I got to learn the old school way of building guitars. And
wow.
So I was spraying out of his paint booth, selling stuff on eBay. And long before we started getting in trouble for it, long before that.
Yeah, it's a big no-no now.
Yeah, it's... And then, just kept building with him, moonlighting with him, learning how to build, learning how to work on them. And then retired, and then I was living in Temecula out in California.
Oh, I know what that is. Yeah.
Yeah, and I got a job working for John Sir. I did 4 years at up at Lake Elsinore, and man, what an opportunity, man. I mean, like, I got to work with Fender's Best. You know, the people that know Sir guitars, they know that John was a master builder, and he left and he took his team. You know, he took Kenny Ginn, Mike Ponce, who was my boss, Jay Medore, a lot of the guys that were there were huge mentors, and like, it was just an honor to work under all those guys. You know, I learned a lot. It was a crash course in guitars, because whatever I know, I picked it up then. So, and then moved out here in Phoenix in 15, and haven't been, you know, work out of the garage and, you know, tinker and stuff and buy guitars and stuff like that. But, you know, my I guess my best resume score would be the John Sir thing, working for John, and, you know, what an opportunity, man.
Wow. That's
really cool.
That's all. I'm glad you reminded us of that, because I'd forgotten.
And thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.
You know, I don't want to bore you guys with my full resume, but I mean, like, the guitar aspect of it is John Sir. I worked for Bill Zola in San Diego. That's where I got my, you know, my start of building. And then now I just probably more, you know, like small repairs and setups, you know, just like tweaking and stuff like that now. You know, that's what I like to do. That's what I'm good at. You know, I've got a lot of friends out here that bring me guitars and say, "Hey, Mike, can you tweak it?" You know, "Hey, Mike," blah, you know, and then, you know, that's just what I do. So
not visible wants to know if you use a shim on the Floyd.
I have a drawer full of shims out in the garage of those, because but I don't want to rub Robbie the wrong way tonight either. So, you know, some people use them, some people don't. You know, so.
Robbie, wake up.
Hey, man, I mean, look, I had one of the first Floyd Roses in 1982 that came in a Kramer factory. Okay, that was probably before you guys were even like walking around. So, you know, if you use the right capacitor, that's just nonsense. But, you know, do what you want to do. I have a 1983 Floyd Rose that I got out of new old stock in the plastic rubber bands in the box. I'm not taking a shim out of that. Not only that, but that shim is also gold plated, like the fine tuner spring was in 1983. And that Floyd has really nice tolerances. The fine tuners are great and everything. Is that the 83? Is that the 84?
This is a big moment for me personally. Robbie was talking on the chat last night about I had emailed, or I had messengered Robbie to let him know, hey man, much respect, working in the Kramer plant and all that stuff, and hey, I've got an 84, and he goes, hey, you know, send me some pictures, or no, maybe he didn't see pictures. No, I sent him one picture, and he goes, man, that's a nice guitar. Last night I pulled the neck when I got home from work, and his initials are in the neck pocket. So,
well,
wow.
The neck heel.
Yeah. So that is the 84 Kramer Beretta, and this is a cool story, man. I was I work for Ford now out here in Arizona, and I was a service advisor at a store, and between work I would scroll through my phone and look for Craigslist and whatever, and this was on Craigslist, and I was like, oh my god, I got to get that guitar. Guess what the price was, Robbie? This was 6 years ago.
6 years ago, I bet you got that thing for $500.
$400. He had it advertised for $400, and I emailed him at 4:00 in the afternoon, and I said, hey man, I want that guitar, and no response. 2:00 in the morning, my text went off, and he said, I still have this, and I don't know how I still have it, but if you want it, you can come get it. I'll be available tomorrow. And I said, well, what about right now? At 2:00 in the morning. And he said, you can come right now. So I drove over to Mesa, and I took $400, and I said, hey, I'm not even going to try to bargain with you. Here's your $400. And I walked away with it, and I'll never sell this guitar, because where am I going to get another one? You know.
All right, now do you have the tremolo cover off of it on the back?
I do not, but I mean, I could go spin it off if you want me to. I mean,
I want to see if it should be a sports body with that route. That's something I'd like to see.
okay. All right, I can go spin it off real quick. Hey, I'm going to disappear for a minute, okay?
Ron?
Okay.
All right, I'll be
Ron,
back.
he's disappearing. Ron is frozen. Oh, no, he's alive.
Oh my gosh, look at that collection, man.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I see Randy Rhoads up there.
Yeah. Look at that. And look at that. He actually has one of the Kramer the strings. He has it like blown up down there.
I'm
At
still
the very center.
to send me that pack.
I've got tons of them actually. They're in the loft. They're up here. I just saw them. We'll have to do a giveaway very soon. Let's see. Holly Lewis is here. What's up, Holly? Janice. What's up?
Wait, Robbie, do you have your Jersey mics?
It's in the fridge.
There you go.
Wow. Are you guys gonna eat too?
I'm not. For me, it's 11:30 here, 11:33.
Oh.
Well, it's
Oh my
10:30
gosh.
here, so us some of us people could stay up, but yeah, man. I mean, I was just co-hosting Hippies, so I've been on the computer for a while.
I know. It looks like it.
Ha 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 ha! Very funny, Jester. All right, he's back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see that.
Can we get the lighting's terrible? I can't see in there.
Sorry.
That's what she said.
Yeah. I can't see it. It's
Let's see.
Is there a way to do this better?
Wait. Oh, I almost saw
He
it.
also said that. Yeah, Robbie, that looks like a bigger route to me.
If I could just get a little more light on that.
That's what
Oh.
she said.
Here.
Ah, yeah, that's a sports route. Look at that route. That's a sports body from Connecticut. That's the real deal.
Even MPN says it's the sports route.
That's the real deal, man.
Wow, for $400, dude.
That man, I mean, like that was just crazy that night. And what's cool about this guitar is the guy had a guitar room, and he has lost his third finger. He didn't have his third finger. He had an accident or something. He said, I haven't really played for years, but he had pictures in his guitar room of him playing it as a young guy, like on stage, in clubs. So this guitar got some work. I did crown the frets. That's all I've done to it. I crowned the frets. The pickup is not original. He said he put the DeMartini pickup in it, the RTM, which is an expensive pickup. I mean, those are $180, you know. So
Right.
he said that the original pickup gave out. It was a Schaller, and it gave out. And he said that he just went ahead and put the DeMartini in it because he was a DeMartini guy. So,
Wow.
which is pretty cool. Because
Wow, so you won't take $400 for that guitar right now?
I may consider 405.
Oh, right on.
See the link I sent you on the messenger, with the one in Japan, the Kramer 85.
What's that?
I sent Johnny a link in Messenger of one from Japan. It's 1985 Kramer for like 400 and some bucks.
God, grab that.
Oh.
Well, let's look at it first.
Somebody needs to buy that guitar tonight.
It's on. I can't show it on my phone, Johnny.
Where'd you send it to me? Messenger, you mean Facebook?
Yeah,
Or WhatsApp?
not yeah. Where you sent me the link.
I don't even know how. I don't even know. Oh, I think that was WhatsApp.
No. Well, that WhatsApp, I sent you the video. The regular messenger that's connected with the like where you send me the links to get on here, it's on there.
I don't know.
I don't know about this.
Was that Facebook?
Where I was
Messenger is a Facebook thing.
I don't know.
But it's
We
not
couldn't even get
Microsoft.
Robbie in here earlier.
where
Hey,
I,
I made it here, man.
you know where people text you?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Technically, that's my email. Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's check that out. Let's see that. But hey, 40 Grit. That's an awesome story about that guitar, and congratulations on that.
Yeah.
That's
What I'm happy about is Robbie's initials were in it, because he said, "Hey, pull the neck off and send me a picture of it. I want to see if my initials are in it," and they were, and I think that's super cool.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, man. There's a good chance that I not only dressed that, but I milled the nut too.
Well, it's a good fit. This is an R5, so the distance, the string distance between strings is like super. There's a lot of play there, which I love the R5, but I mean that's what put hair on guys' chests in the '80s playing these R5s, because they're not easy. I mean, like you go with R2, R3. The spacing's a little closer together. On these, you really have to. I mean, you got to be grabbing for something when you're coming off. So R5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ron, what's your area code?
937.
Okay, here you go. I found you. Let's see. See something that the reverb 80s?
Yep, that's it.
Oh, wow. This is nice. Robbie might buy this one tonight.
I don't know about that.
Let's see. Yeah, let's check this out if we can. Let's see. Present.
Oh, gee, stop it, man.
Share screen.
Just the guy that was
Kramer.
there. I was there.
Well, yeah, but you almost left Facebook this morning because of a conversation you had saying you were there.
I didn't say anything in that. That was other people talking about me. I just left that entire group because they're freaking morons. That's all there is to it.
Well, it's Facebook. I told you, Facebook is crazy. Look at this, Robbie. Check this out. Kramer ESP EK1.
Oh, that's a pointy.
1980s.
What, are you kidding me? Oh,
Wow.
what years they saying that? It's 80s.
1980s.
That's like 80. That's like 87 or 88. Nah. It ain't worth $500. No way. That's a pointy headstock.
Made in Japan. Not
Well,
worth $500?
It's ESP, but no, I wouldn't. That's like an 87, 88 thing, man.
Oh my gosh.
Now, I mean, the body looks good, and stuff. That's not a Floyd. That's this crap bridge they put on there. They have to throw that in a pond.
Oh my god.
I mean, there's nothing on there you could use. But oh man, that pointy headstock. Oh no way.
There you go.
Yeah, look at that thing. It's got like inserts in the base plate because the metal's so cheap. No, that's terrible. That pickup ain't worth a damn either.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think it's worth the $500 for just the body, because that neck is, that neck's gotta, yeah. Holly's gonna go in the pond and get it. Because they don't even have their strings aligned correctly. Yikes. No way, man. That's not a good year for Focus, man.
You don't
At
like
all.
that? You don't
No,
like that
I don't like it
headstock?
at all. No, that's bad. That's like 87 or something, 88. That's terrible.
I think it's cool. I think it looks awesome. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it looks like in Japan then they were using those inserts because we saw those on another guitar.
Well, they started that in late '86. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And look at that pickup ring screw. Look how big that screw is compared to the other one. I mean, really, what the hell is that?
Mm-hmm.
No, that thing's the only thing you could use on that, maybe the body, and that'd be it. But then you got to fill those inserts and re-drill probably.
Well, it's got shims on the tremolo, I bet.
That whole trem was in the pond. I wouldn't even use the bar on that thing.
Hey, Johnny.
Yes.
There's a Not Visible's asking Ron and I if when we build a guitar, do we put put our initials in it? I did not when I was building at Sir. Kenny Ginn did. Kenny Ginn was the only master builder that put his initials in. I just kind of always felt like that was John's guitar, but I mean Kenny Ginn. Kenny Ginn was one of John's master builders. Now I like to punch them. I've got punches, stamps, and I'll put my initials in it. But as far as them's pretty cool. You know, I mean that's pretty.
I just did initials. I didn't sign it. Name. I just put initials in.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Ron is frozen again.
Oh no.
Did you?
Yep.
What?
I think he's gone.
No, he's here. His mouth isn't moving. Ron.
On those years in the factory, we were required to initial stuff that we worked on, or sign it, depending.
I believe that. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Was that in case it didn't pass quality control, and they're like, "Who's responsible for this?" Oh, there's who it is. Is that why?
Well, basically, yeah. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's two Rons again. What are you doing? Why can't you?
How many Rons can we get on this show?
Why are you doing this to us? We do not need two of you. The chopper is not big enough for two rods.
StreamYard doesn't like iPhones.
Oh man, and my MacBook Air doesn't like reverb because it's crashing again. Man.
Hey Ron, I don't think you answered about as far what you do in the neck pocket.
I just put initials. I don't sign it. I just put initials in there, and maybe the date.
Hey, I'll tell you. When I was working for John. I was final. So I had the fret guy. All the fretting went through the same guy, and then it spun off into the three lines. And then I had an assembler. I had a wiring person, and then it came to me for final. And I'll tell you what, if you ever buy a Sir guitar, they're one of the best built guitars I've ever seen as far as like QC. Every guitar went through QC process at that store. And God forbid I had to have John sign something because, I mean, it went back 2 or 3 times. I would take the guitar to John, customer request signature on back of headstock, and I would take it to him. I'd be like, John, this wants a signature. He would say, go back and do this. And then I'd go back and do it, and I'd go back. He'd be like, go back and do this. And there was at least 3 or 4 trips before he would finally pull out his silver pen and sign the guitars. I mean, that was the QC has scarred me for life with regards to buying guitars. So,
you want to take a phone call?
Sure, let's go.
Sure, Johnny.
Ron.
I'm telling you.
Hello. It's not Ron.
Who is this?
Hey, Johnny, it's Laz. I had to call in because I got 5% of battery left on my phone, and I'm out here watering, and it's getting dark, and I just wanted to call and ask Robbie, what does he think of that 1987, I think 86, 87, 88, they built these Gibson guitars that were designed by Robert Wayne Charvel. It was marked WRC, and it was the Gibson Superstrat, authentic Gibson Superstrat. I had a white one. There were showcase models. There were white and black ones. and it was called the SR-71. And that was my first electric guitar that I bought with my own money at Guitar Showcase in San Jose.
I know Guitar Showcase.
What does he think about those guitars?
Good question.
What does Robbie think?
Those weren't really good years. I mean...
And that's it. I'll let you guys go because I got 5%, 4% battery left to hear the answer. Bye-bye.
All right.
Well,
wait, Laz.
What?
Monday.
I have a show tomorrow. We can talk more about it tomorrow.
We're going to build your studio Monday.
We're not going to build my studio. I might even have what you're thinking of hooked up before then. But yes. Just to show the people that I know what I'm doing as well. I just don't have time for it usually.
Because you're watering.
But yeah, I'm watering plants right now while it's getting dark because it's my job. Anyway,
you're a gardener?
Talk to you guys in the chat while I still have battery left.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Music Therapy Laz, everybody. He's a gardener. Now you guys all know. I'm an Orkin man. Laz is a gardener. Now you guys know what we do. All right. What do you think, Robbie, of the, I don't even remember what he even said, the Gibson Super Strat?
I don't know. You know, like I was saying, they weren't really good years for guitars.
Gibson Super Strat 80s.
You know, well, you're talking 87, 88.
Let's see if I can find it.
And then you put Gibson on top of that. I mean, you know, it's kind of a recipe for disaster, if you ask me.
Super Strat. What guitar was it? Was it the neck through one?
If that came out of Gibson, I'd imagine it was.
Or the U2? The 89?
Probably.
The Charvel. There it is.
Or SR-72, I think he said.
Oh. I don't know. I mean, there's a... believe it or not, that's a Gibson.
WRC.
I don't think this is the one that he was talking about. It's another one. But it has the kind of a hockey headstock.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty
cool.
But
I bet you that's a top-mounted nut.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, there's the back. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know if this is the one he was talking about, but it's a Super Strat. Look, it says Gibson.
Right. Some
license.
farmed out license by because they stopped using. Floyd wasn't selling any Floyds after 88, after the run-in with Kramer and them not paying the licensing fees. You know, so that all stopped. And there was not a real Floyd Rose. They were all licensed until I believe it was 2007 when Floyd actually started up his company again and started farming out of Schaller. So
you know, there's a real Floyd Rose right there.
He looks so old in that picture. The guy I knew had long hair. He looked younger.
You knew him?
He was at the factory.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd see him all the time. You know. Of course, somebody probably wouldn't believe that. And I don't care. You can believe what you want, you know. But,
especially on Facebook.
I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, but that's fine. You know, and you could put me down or whatever, and that's fine too. I don't really care because you know what? I had the knowledge, and I learned these things. So I was able to build guitars, the ones that I have. And that I'm thankful for that. As far as sharing knowledge and stuff, this really hasn't been a big help to me. And Johnny saw that comment. He knew there's going to be people out there. So, well, just because you were there and you talked to Edward.
I told you right away. I'm like, people are going to come at you and they're not going to believe you, whatever you're saying, and be ready for that. And I told you that. And that's happening.
But, you know, it's like I don't have to say these things anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I never had to tell anything that I knew. You know, so if you don't want to believe it, that's fine. I don't care either.
Mm-hmm.
There he goes again. Oh, he's back.
Hey, Ron.
So hey, Mike, what do you got? What are you holding? Is that a Focus or is that a Beretta or
This
what?
brought up a couple weeks ago. I was talking to Johnny, and you were on, and I said, "Hey, hey, Robbie, what do you think about the Music Yos? This is a Music Yo."
Oh, I couldn't see all the headstock. Okay, that's odd though. What is it, like a super early Music Yo or something?
I think these were, I want to say early 2000s, maybe. I don't know. I got this day off. Somebody asked me in the chat, "What's the last guitar I bought?" I think the last guitar I bought was the black and white.
That side.
This side. That
right
black
side.
And white. I bought that from Dane. I went out to Dane's shop and bought that from him. And then there was also a question about stainless steel frets with Sir. 100% stainless steel. 100%.
Nice.
But this one I scored locally. I think I got it for $700.
Now that is not the horrible neck known for Music Yo. That headstock shape is different. I'm wondering if that neck was left over after the acquisition and they were using them up in the beginning, because that's not the Music Yo neck that I'm familiar with, that I put down so much.
The nut of this is an R2, so.
And is it drilled through for the locking nut?
And
it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, and let me say that I was I remember those guitars when they came out, and I think, Robbie, the ones you're talking about were the 84s that had the big banana, the non-tilt. That's a tilt. This one there.
Correct, 100%.
Yeah.
I know that looks like something that came out of the factory that they didn't sell, that Gibson picked up and bolted on. I'm looking at that neck and I'm thinking it might be a leftover Lucido or something.
Well,
it doesn't quite look like an ESP.
Well, have the scarf joint though, right? There's nothing. It's a one.
Yeah.
Right, but they were done with those. Lucido was done with scarf joints, in '85. So, and it doesn't look like an ESP. Could I see the side dots? Well, that might be an ESP neck. That might be. Look how small those dots are. Okay, maybe it is an ESP left over.
I mean, for what and it's heavy, it's maple for sure.
But you were saying how well it played, and that wasn't making any sense. But now it does, because that looks like it's an ESP deck that was left over from the fire sale that got transferred to Gibson.
What year did you get that guitar?
I just got it probably 2 months ago.
Oh, what year is it?
I don't know how to tell on these, Johnny. I mean, like, I don't. They're the first run of Music Yo Beretta reissues.
So you said that guitar is heavy, right?
Super heavy, just as heavy as.
I played that same guitar at Gibson. I was at the Gibson. I was there. I was at the Gibson showroom in Beverly Hills. We were the Mayfire. We were on tour one year. We went to Gibson to pick up some guitars because we had a deal with them. And I had a photo. I picked up that red one. Not the particular one, but I held one of those. I remember it being like way heavy.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm comparing weight right now, and they're very similar. They're probably within a couple 3 ounces, if that. So,
well, we know that the sports body is 2-piece maple.
Mm-hmm.
We know that, and we know Music Yo made their bodies out of maple also.
This is more than 2-piece because I see 1, 2, 3. It's at least 3 pieces.
Okay, well that would make it heavier too, because the more glue's in it, the heavier it's going to be.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. I agree with the big P.
What is the big P thing?
We need a tour of 40 Grit's room.
You're space to play all those. I had to keep 50 some of mine, or they're in storage.
I have 50 in the closet and I have 35 out. or 34 out now because I went over to Dane's
gosh.
shop the other day. I had 85 on Tuesday. I went over to Dane's shop and traded in 2 and came home with 1. So I went over.
Oh my gosh.
I went over to Dane's and picked this up the other day.
There you go. See, if I go to Dane's, I'd end up divorced. I'm telling you.
Buddy, I'm telling you, I love hanging out over there. And that guy gets bombarded all day long with people on the phone just wanting to talk. I mean, I can't imagine how cool that job must be. You know, just sit there and talk guitar all day. That'd just be awesome.
I am going to make a point to go out there just to see that shop. I'm going to spend the whole weekend there.
Well, if you come out, man, stop by and we can sit in my garage and
All right, that'll work.
Talk guitar, whatever you want to do.
That'll work. I appreciate that. Thank you.
For sure, man.
Look,
Us guitar guys got to stick together, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
that's right. That's right. And hey, we got a phone call. Who is this?
Skyprop.
Skyprop. Skyprop is here.
Yes, sir.
Where are you calling
Yes,
from?
sir.
Where are you at?
Pittsburgh, PA.
Hey.
Pittsburgh, PA.
Hey.
What? Ron
Yes,
Gunner.
sir.
Ron Gunner says you guys are neighbors.
Oh, well, then I might have to hook up with Ron at some point. Not in that way. Yeah, I won the Rev beer cozy from you.
Yes. Did you get it yet?
Not yet, probably because of the holiday and all that.
Oh, okay. I mailed it out, so you should be getting it very soon.
Sounds great. Just wanted to say hello to everybody, and like I said, love the show, and everybody take care, and I'll let you get on with the show. I just really want to just try to prank you, but, you know.
Oh, I heard that, but I had my mic muted, so nobody heard that part. You want to do that part again?
Oh, well, yeah, let the guys hear it.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
All right. Listen to this.
Hello. Oh. Just count me in.
Ready.
Hello, our records. Hello, our records show that your vehicle's warranty is about to expire. If you want to
What?
take a chance at our exclusive vehicle warranty program, please press 1. To hang up, please press 2. Yep. All right, guys, I'll let you guys go, and we'll score 40 grit some more.
Right
Thanks
on.
so much. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye, Skyprop.
Bye-bye.
That's Skyprop.
Pittsburgh's 45, 50 minutes from me.
Wow. That's not far at all.
Mm.
Dude, maybe we'll... Dude, that's awesome. Wow. Man, there's a lot going on. What? G. Butchnoff, you get those all the time? Oh, those phone calls? Yeah, I just say, huh? And wait for them to say something else, you know. But yeah, 40 grit. Yeah, that's an awesome guitar. And again, I've held one of those. Very heavy guitar. But I think they're great. I think the quality is great on those.
Yeah, I felt like for having the original and being able to A/B it was unique for me because I had one before and I thought it was cool when I was living in California, but I had sold it off. You know, I just, rolling through guitars all the time. And and then one came up and I said, it'd be really cool to get this guitar and A/B it against the 84. And I got to tell you, man, I mean, other than the nut, I mean, it's pretty, the normal guy really wouldn't know. I think. So.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. I think they did a great job on those.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Cool. Wow, man. Yeah. Yeah, you got some cool guitars, man. So you were saying that black and white, is that the EVH, is that the Stripe series or is that the Charvel?
So the black and white up to over my right shoulder is the EVH. I got that from Dane. Mm-hmm. The black and yellow is an art series. That's the real deal, the original.
Oh, cool.
And then let's see if I can get out of the way here. I'm not sure if you guys saw the interview with Wolfgang. He had the Circles guitar turned backwards. So I thought that was pretty cool how he had "see you later," "see you next time," or whatever it says on the back. So I flipped it around in my guitar room because I want to be like Wolfie. And and then my Frankenstein.
Wow.
Frankenstein was built by Kyle Finch. Kyle Finch is probably one of the best, in my opinion. I know Jerry Leica is really good. A friend of mine's really good friends with Jerry Leica. Jerry Leica was doing that a long time ago when I was still living in Michigan. Jerry's in Michigan. Jerry Leica is one of the probably between him and Scott Smith are probably the originals. I think I might be wrong. I'm just throwing names out there right now.
Oh yeah,
but
I know Scott. Yeah, Scott
Smith was one of the originals. I mean, I know that Ed used his drill when Ed's drill got stolen. I mean, that's how unique and Scott Smith stuff was. I bumped into Kyle Finch on. I don't know how I met him, but I was like, "Hey, could you build me a Frankenstein?" He said, "Yeah, for sure." And I mean, it's just fantastic. And then the 5150 next to that is Kyle Finch as well. And that's Kyle told me when he sent me that last year that it's the best one he'd ever done. The most real. Here, hold on, I'll grab it. Hold on.
Oh, right on. We're gonna get a tour of all these guitars. Wow. And look at that. You got the Guitar World magazines up there too?
Hey man, I'm some people would say that I'm queer for Edward, I mean, it's just
hey, we all are.
The way it was.
Wow, that's nice, man.
Yeah,
look at
Kyle
that.
Did a good job on this guitar, man. I mean, anything with Kyle, it's going to turn out fantastic. I mean, like he really put a lot of work into this. I mean, I could probably do something like this. I just don't have the time, number one, because, I do got a job that I'm at quite a bit. And it's just better off to leave it to the professionals. And he definitely is. I mean, it's all there, man. I mean, even the when Ed had those eye hooks hanging out to keep his cord away from him, it's all there,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Hey, Alice.
So very good job to Kyle Finch.
Wow.
And looking
Very
for
nice.
for a 5150 or a Frankenstein, I highly recommend Kyle. So, let me grab the Frankenstein.
Yeah. Dude, awesome guitars.
Now this one has the weight. The original was super heavy. And that's probably why Ed had a lot of, in my opinion, I think that's probably why Ed ended up hip problems later on in life. I was jumping around off risers with this guitar. This thing, it just weighs a ton. And I've seen I've held the $30,000 one, and it's heavy. I'm sure you guys have, but
yeah,
they're very heavy. So. But very good attention to detail on this one by Kyle. If you guys are looking, like I said, I'll plug Kyle any day. I think Robbie would endorse Kyle as well. I've heard Robbie talk about Kyle before, so yeah.
Wow, thumbs up.
So yeah, really good job by him on both these guitars, and he's doing a Rasta for me right now. So
cool.
Yeah, I've talked to Kyle extensively about details, measurements. All kinds of stuff. Haven't had the 82, first part of 82 Pacer Special, Poplar, that was the type of body that Edward used. So there's all kinds of little stuff, especially when you go into like Lock or Musicraft, and they're popping these bodies out, and the input jack holes are in the wrong spot, and the routes for the electronics is too close to the cavity. And there's that, everybody hates me saying this, but there's that pudgy piece on a body, where it's fat underneath, past the bottom horn. It doesn't curve in. It goes, like chubby there, and you'll see lots of relics or recreations, and they all have that because I guess nobody knew enough to say, hey, it's not right, So Kyle got pretty excited about seeing those bodies and seeing the shape of them because like you said, he wants everything to be right,
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked quite a bit about all that kind of stuff. I would be sending him a couple of necks to get the Unkert banana chop job done to him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Zora's here, but she won't let me catch her.
Kyle's working on the. Kyle told me right before he sent my 5150. He said, "Hey, Mike, if you want to wait a little longer, I can put a whale tail Floyd on it. The one that has the bigger plate. I guess the plate stuck out further on one of the sides." I said, "Hey, man, I'm kind of anxious to get my guitar. So, but I know that he does a lot of machining. So, I mean, the stuff that guy's doing. I mean, he's probably gonna perfect that. All that stuff. So,
I can't really discuss a lot of the stuff that he's doing, but yeah, Johnny kind of pointed that out when we were looking at a guitar. He's like, "Wow, the one side of the Floyd's sticking out more than the other." I was like, well, "That's pretty common. Like all the Floyds I have are like that, but they're all older. That's another thing that changed over time, and of course." With Kyle, you can have him machine, you can have him machine the base plate or cut it out so he could freaking bend it in a break so it's not cast. And those are the ones like Fernandez did. Hansen only did like 400, but, those are better Floyds.
Ron's here.
He's back again.
At least there's only one this time. I'm telling you, StreamYard does not like iPhones.
That's weird.
Does pretty good with the MacBook though. And his Volt 2 interface. I really love this thing, and I swear all we did was plug it in. Johnny's like, I plugged it in, and then he's like, turn the gain, and that was it. Turn the gain, it was almost all the way up, and I left the rest of it alone. And that's all you have to do. Plug your microphone into it, and you're ready to go. And that's all it took.
Mm-hmm.
It's that easy to put the interface on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be doing that on Monday at Laz's house. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool, man. 40 grit. And hey, speaking of Frankensteins, our friend Alice Martinez just sent this in. She was at Guitar Center Hollywood today, and they have one of the Frankenstein, the $25,000 ones. Right there in the window. Very cool, Alice. Alice Martinez, thank you for sending that. There you are. I see you. Thank you, Alice.
Frankenstein.
There he is. Does that glow in the dark?
No.
Oh. Frankenstein. Influencer. Ned.
I was going to wear my Jackson shirt, but I figured Robbie would yell at me, so I didn't.
Well, this ain't Kramer night, That would technically be cool.
Uh-huh. It's Straturday night.
I'm going to have one that says no shims. I'll send you one, Robbie.
Ha 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 ha. I'll scrape the no part off.
I have the Ghostbusters thing with the logo over it.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool.
Hey, Johnny, look what I got today.
Oh, no. Dude, everybody's getting those.
It's going to be 2 weeks before I get to play with it, but I got mine. So thanks. Shout out to Robert Williams, my guy over at Sweetwater. He's super awesome and got me one as quick as he could. So.
Oh, right on. Yeah, I was just watching the video earlier. Our friend, do you guys know Jeremy White from Canada? He's a radio DJ up there. He just got one. He's a big Van Halen guy, and he just did a video demonstrating. And he actually explained in his video how you set the whole thing up with the 3 amps and everything. Very cool. Yeah, I got to get one, but it's...
I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to figure that out, man. I mean, I would like to have that, but I don't know if I've got the gear. I don't know. I mean, I've got a bunch of amps and stuff. I may have to just have somebody come over and help me figure it out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It seems kind of complicated, you know. So.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you want to get the real stereo effect with it, well, I mean, you just really need to. Well, yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. Yeah, yeah. I'm excited about those. You know, I'll get to try one on. Oh, there's Laz right there. Laz, I'll get to try one on Monday.
Is Laz going to be doing his wet, dry, wet?
Yes.
He is?
I think so.
Oh, that's cool, man.
I think he's going to be doing that. Yeah, that's how people are setting them up, because that's really how they were.
You got to.
How it was, you know. You know, you're wearing the shirt. I mean, you should know. I mean, that's the shirt from that era.
Yeah.
You know. Did you get that from one of the shows?
Johnny, I've probably had this shirt for, I don't know, since 1995. I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, it would have been from a 95 show.
Yeah, of them, and I actually took the patches off, and I had Charvel on them because I used to wear them to work when I was working at John Sir. And then, and then probably about 6 months ago, I found the Van Halen patches, and I said to my girlfriend, I go, because she does everything. She's awesome. She goes, I said, can you put my patches back on? And she was like, oh, sure. And I was so excited because my Eddie Van Halen, my name and everything got put back on. So I'm glad I kept because I took them off, for a while. So yeah, I got 3 of them. They're cool shirts, man. I mean, like, you can't get them no more. I mean, do you still see them? I don't see them no more.
No. I mean, Van Halen store, maybe they have some, but I had one of those shirts I got from one of the shows. It would have been the first show I went to. San Jose 95 Balance. Yeah. I remember wearing that shirt. Yeah,
Balance tour, man. And he cut the sleeves off. That's back when the short hair thing was going on. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Super cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if I was smart, I would have bought one of each. Because they had that shirt, even though Edward was the only one that wore the shirt.
Yeah.
They had ones that said Mike, that said Sammy, and that said Alex as well. They had the whole band for those. A lot of people don't know that unless you were there.
Hey, Laz just said it's not complicated. That pedal makes it easy. So, maybe I can borrow him one day when I got nothing going on.
Wait a minute. What? Laz says very moist. I don't know what he's talking about there.
He said it's not complicated. I think he's talking about the wet, dry, wet. He said that pedal makes it easy. It's very moist. That's funny.
Yeah, an R rating on here.
Yeah, no kidding.
I know. Jeff Davidson can't believe that. Oh my goodness.
There's people commenting saying I was never even born. That'll make you feel old.
Oh my gosh. When you got that shirt?
Somebody commented, who is it? Says I wasn't even born.
Unfortunately. Oh, why is Jamie crying? I wasn't even born during that time. Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of Van Halen fans now that were just born like right after that are now they're like in their 20s. So it's crazy how long ago that was.
Well, that's cool because
23.
bunch of
We're going
that these young kids can buy. That's something I'm kind of worried about. Are these going to be worth anything when I'm 75 years old? So hopefully they can keep the torch burning with the Van Halen stuff.
That's
my
funny,
gosh.
Holly. That's funny.
Well, Johnny and I are going to try to do a Randy Rhoads thing and keep the torch burning there.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man.
And
I just got Randy Rhoads. I just got one, and that's like a must-have in my opinion. If you're going to be a collector, you got to have a Randy Rhoads. At least I'm not a Gibson guy by any means. I've got a couple, but if you're going to have one, I kind of felt like Randy Rhoads was the one to have. So,
Hi, Holly.
That's like there's a lot of kids now who were not born when Master of Puppets came out from Metallica, but because of the show Stranger Things, now it's like,
yeah.
What?
Oh, he
He
froze.
just froze again. Don't feed the Rons.
Ron, what?
Well, by the
Nah.
time,
There you are.
What's happening, Mike? By the time Master of Puppets came out, I was basically done with Metallica. I liked them, Kill 'Em All. I thought Kill 'Em All was great. I love those songs, and everything after that, I was just like, kind of disappointed in. But that was just me. I like the harder edge stuff.
I'm going to have to get one of my daughter's old MacBooks. I see.
Yeah. MacBooks are awesome. I mean, mine's awesome unless it freezes, but it's fine now.
Did you hear what I was saying about Master of Puppets?
No, please repeat.
Okay, there's a lot of kids now that were not born when that song came out and now like it because of the Stranger Things show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I think it went platinum again now because of that.
Dang. Yeah, there's I mean, the 80s is back.
Yes.
Really. Definitely is. I mean, with Stranger Things, with I mean, anything retro is cool and these days, especially with
Son of
what?
Where's
Ron?
Why is Jamie crying? Just said I never see anyone with the star guitar. I do have one if you guys want to see it. And then,
Yeah.
And then I've got the I can break out the Randy Rhoads if you guys want to see it too.
Sure. I have a question for you too.
Yeah,
40 Grit. I got a question because you really have a great example back there of 80s guitar heroes, I would say. You got Randy back there. I see George Lynch, of course, Edward. I imagine they're your top three. That's what it seems like to me.
No, I would say,
No.
I would say that my top three are represented by my top is Edward. My second favorite would be Lynch, and then my third favorite's DeMartini.
Oh, wow.
Those are all DeMartini. This one here is really cool. This is the real deal Performance Hollywood.
Uh-huh.
Built by Cooney and Yasu at Performance, and this is Warren's guitar. So when you see Warren on stage, this is what he's playing. This was Warren put a neck pickup in his now later on, but I did not want the neck pickup. I wanted to represent the original Rat, which I feel was, before Warren kind of started going bluesy with the neck pickup. I did not want the neck pickup. So Cooney built this for me about almost 2 years ago now, and just very honored to have a build from him because he said he's not going to be doing too many more of these. So I'm glad that I got one. But that is real. That's Python. And
what year is that made?
I've had it for a couple of years. So he did it for me a couple of years ago, and they've got a small shop in Hollywood. You know, obviously Frank Zappa was one of the starting guys with Performance. You know, Frank Zappa turned Steve Vai onto Performance.
Like that flame guitar. Yep.
And but yeah, this is a Performance build, and then this one, these two are actually pretty cool. Hold on.
Hey, Uncle Raymond.
What's happening, Raymond? You gonna send that photo in?
This one is a Performance as well. In 2000, I want to say it was 5. Performance did these shortly before Warren went to Charvel. He did these with Performance. He took his guitars down to Performance. The Bomber guitar, which is this one, is referenced as this is the guitar that Warren cut out of the cellar on. This is the guitar that he used for the album. It does have the as you can see, the high E's gold. So everything how Warren's guitar looked is how Performance did it. So it does have the chrome hardware instead of the black hardware. Gold volume pot, and then all the headstocks were signed by Warren. And they were
cool.
They did 20 of each. This is number 11 of the Bomber, and then they did 2. They did this one.
Wow.
And they did the Skull and Blood. And the cool thing about the Skull and Blood is Warren did the blood on them.
What?
Warren did the blood.
He bled on that guitar? Is it his actual blood?
No, I think he did the paint.
Oh.
You know, he did the paint drips, though, which is pretty cool because I've got pictures. There's pictures of him in the shop at Performance doing the blood drips, and this one is number 15. 15 of 20, and yeah, so these are there's only 20 of these worldwide, and Warren did the blood on this one.
Wow.
And signed
20
by him.
of those. So. Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, Warren's a heavy man. I mean, like, in my opinion, Warren's probably one of the most underrated guitar players of the 80s, one of the most. You know, I mean, all those guys were friends. DeMartini, Lynch, they were all, in the same area at the same time, But I think that Warren got the short end of the stick with regards to, I mean, he's a hero. That guy's a heavy man.
He's very underrated.
Huge chops. That guy's got huge chops, man. So.
And isn't there like different versions of Rat out there now? Playing or
right now is Stephen Pearcy. He's got his own thing going with his own band. I don't think anybody else is doing anything that I know of.
Yeah, because I see Stephen Pearcy on Twitter almost every day because somebody on Twitter tags me and Stephen Pearcy in the same tweets like every day. Yeah. So I'm always seeing Stephen Pearcy on Twitter, like liking these tweets all the time. So I know he's still around. I know he still plays and he's still doing stuff.
He did it. He did a interview with Eddie Trunk where he said that he still plays the Rat songs in his show because that's what people want to hear. So,
yeah, I know he's still very active. I know that.
Yeah, I think it's cool that they. I mean, in my opinion, those guys should probably just make nice and go make their money. They should make nice, go make their money, and go on tour.
There was people saying that Rat needs to get all the original members, but Robin Crosby. Then they said someone suggested Chris Holmes to take Robin Crosby's place.
Yeah.
I thought, well, that's kind of 50-50. I mean.
Hey, man, I was in San Diego. This is a cool story. I was in San Diego when Robin Crosby died. And they were touring with Jizzy Pearl at the time. I'm pretty sure it was Jizzy. And on vocals. And a friend of mine who lives out here, we had gone from Arizona to California and hit every show that they were doing just because we could go to small venues and stand right in front of Warren and just watch him. I mean, like, it was just amazing to be so close to that guy in small venues and just watch him rip, And it was cool though because Robin had passed away, and they spread his ashes off of Point Loma, because that's where they were. Or I'm sorry, La Jolla. That's where they were from. You know that area, and we were on the. I actually went to his when they went out on surfboards and dumped his ashes, and at the memorial, I was standing on the beach because it was open. It was open to whoever wanted to go. And I turned around, and standing behind me was Juan Crucier, the original bass player, and he wasn't in the band at the time. Robbie Crane was playing bass for them. And I turned around, and he had his hair back in a ponytail, and I go, hey, you know what? That's Juan. So it was pretty cool that all the original members were there that night, you know, when they dumped his ashes off Point Loma. Or I just keep saying Point Loma, off of La Jolla. And then they went up to the Hard Rock Cafe and played, which was right up the hill. And they played, and I went to record the show, and Warren came off the stage and came up to me. He goes, hey, man, I'd appreciate it if you want to record this. And I was like, very well, sir, no problem. You know, so I recorded, you know, but hey, man, I mean, that guy's a class act, man. He's a beast.
Laz made a comment also about Jakey Lee being underrated.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. And I have a quick story. You know, in the 80s, I weighed a lot less, had long hair, wore leather pants and leather jacket, rode around Harley, and played in a heavy metal band. But I also worked the shows over in Wheeling, West Virginia at the Civic Center for the setups and stuff. So Badlands was there, and their album had just came out. I didn't know any of the songs. And I was standing there when they were doing sound check, and Jake made the comment that he wanted to hear his guitar from the sound booth. So he handed it to me, and he goes, go ahead and play. And I'm like, so the only thing I started playing, because I didn't know any of the Badlands stuff.
Bark at the Moon?
Start playing Bark at the Moon. So I'm up on stage playing Bark at the Moon with Ray Gillen singing, the whole band but Jake. Did the whole song, finished it, and he come back up on stage. He goes, sounded great, but you played it wrong.
Yeah.
He goes, but that plays it wrong too.
How was the action on his guitar?
Actually, it was extremely low, which is weird because I'd always heard he liked it as a high action. Mm-hmm. But it was the black and white one, the black and white Charvelis in the Bark at the Moon video. And then I spent like 3.5 hours with him and Ray on the bus. We were playing guitars, making up songs and talking. And you know, I didn't know at that time that he had full-blown AIDS.
You know, that guitar in the video is actually a Fender.
With the white one?
The white and black guitar that Jakey Lee used, it was a Sunburst guitar original. He had a friend that worked at Charvel. And he said, hey, you know, this Sunburst really isn't cutting it. I was wondering if you could paint my guitar for me. So he did the purple hue, the white, with the black pickguard and put the Charvel logo on it. And you can see that on the US Festival video. If you watch the US Festival video, Jake's playing, you look at the neck plate, it's a 3-bolt neck plate. It's a Fender.
I didn't even pay attention. I was just excited to have play Jake's guitar.
Heck yeah, of course, man. I mean, but a lot of people don't know that Charvel. Everybody thinks that that's a Charvel, and it was not. That guitar wasn't a Charvel until later on, when Charvel redid the guitar for him, and really, it's not even. I don't think it's even close now because I'm pretty sure that the neck was. It was an ebony board with a rosewood neck. I want to say the neck was rosewood, and they're doing maple. So.
Well, you do know that that Charvel was owned by Fender.
Oh yeah, I think they still are. Right?
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like splitting some hairs, but to say that guitar he played had a Fender part on it is not surprising, to me. But
somebody wants to see the EVH cutout close. Know how to do that, Johnny. I actually came on early with Johnny tonight because I said, hey man, I am so computer stupid and I'm on my phone right now, so I really don't know how to do any of this stuff. So but that is the EVH cutout. I got that. I've had that for years, and it is mint, and it is not for sale, and it will never be for sale. And I just feel close to Edward when I'm in here, and I see him standing there, and he looks at me every once in a while and goes, hey, you're not playing that right. But,
you're not playing that. Yeah. You're not playing that Aussie song right.
You're not playing that right, Mike. Yeah, you're not doing that right.
I've got one of those too. I had one back in the day that I got from a store. Actually, that store that Lads and I are supposed to hit up in El Cerrito at some point. I got originally back in, was it 93? 93, I got one. And I unfortunately had to sell a lot of my collection 20 years ago. I used to have major Van Halen collection. But then a friend of mine just gave me one. He was moving. And he's like, I found this in the garage, and I thought of you. Here you go. So I have one. I had it standing back here for a little while. It's up in the loft right now. It's up here. But yeah, those are cool. And there's another one, too. There was one for the guitars as well.
It's folded behind my my stack here. I
got that one too?
Like
Ron.
Like Ron's got.
What?
I mean, I was watching him last week going, God, look at all that room he's got. I wish I had all that room. I don't have that room.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's still a lot of room here, but I was told that I can't hang up 90 some guitars down here. So.
Yeah.
Huh? Is that his basement?
Yes. Yeah. Whoever asked that. Yes. This is. I converted it with all the pallet wood, and so it used to be block walls, and I couldn't hack that anymore.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, you got a nice setup, bro. You got some nice guitars.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to the Randy Rhodes?
Yeah.
Johnny, take me off because I got to open my closet up, and it's just going to be a minute. So take me off.
Okay. Goodbye.
Hey, if you were on iPhone, it's cut off anyhow.
And now here's a commercial. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, he just disappeared though. I mean, I don't know where his closet is. What was I gonna say? Yeah, awesome stuff, you guys. 40 grit. Uh-oh, there's Ron. Oh, there you are.
I'm telling you.
He's getting to be like whack-a-mole.
Skeletons fall out? Okay. We got 61 people in here right now. I want everybody, open up another window, you guys. Open up another window. While 40 Grit's opening up the closet, everybody else open up a window and subscribe to Ron Gunner's channel.
Son of a gun.
He has a brand new channel. Here it is in the chat. Oh, there he just disappeared, but
He froze up again.
I think he's embarrassed. You guys, subscribe to his channel. It's called Fretworks, and he's going to be working on guitars, doing guitar work, I guess, on his channel. I've got the window open right here. Let's see. He has, let me refresh. He's got 3 subscribers. Now he's up to 7 subscribers. We got over 50 people here.
Thank you, everybody.
Subscribe to his channel. There it is. And look forward to his stuff. Actually, okay, while 40 Grit is actually he's actually digging through his stuff right now. I can see that. We actually have I can actually play this for you. Let's see. It should be over here. Here we go. Check this out. Here's a couple. Remember last night I asked you guys for channel IDs? We got a couple channel IDs here. Here's a couple that were here's a few that were sent in last night. Check this out.
Robbie Stingle here for Johnny Beane TV. Keep it there. What? It went away.
Howdy, this is Sprader Kruger, and we're watching Johnny Beane TV. Oops.
All right, here's one more.
All right. Floyd is completed. Shim removed
And the push-in bar. There we go. Yeah, I like that a lot. Now, let's see if she stayed in tune. Johnny Beane, TV. I gotta put this shit away. You gotta watch Johnny Beane, man. Watch it.
Thank you. Oh wait, he's not even here. Ron Gunner, thank you for that, man. he went away. Okay.
Oh, man.
And all the way from
No, he's bad whack-a-mole.
from Phoenix again with the Randy Rhodes 40 grit.
There you go.
Oh man, look at that. Very nice.
This was a must-have. I mean, this is one of those ones where if you're going to have one, you might as well have this one, right?
Now you
I'll
gotta,
take it.
now you got to take the pick guard and have him engrave Randy Rhodes in it.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. I'm in this one kind of heavy, so I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to go inscribing anything on it. I'm probably just going to leave it alone. You know, probably just be one of those guitars that I just leave in the case, you know, and then pull out for conversation pieces. I don't play this. I mean, I'm just not a Les Paul guy, but it's a must-have in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't play my Sandoval either. It's just it hangs there, and that's it.
Did you build your Bones guitar?
No, that's actually from J Frog.
Oh, that's a J Frog from Ed Roman.
No. That's from J Frog. A friend of mine is a good friend of George Lynch.
Oh, no kidding.
And that's how I got it through back channels. That way is how I end up with that one.
Yeah, that's cool. I got a CWG, a Chris Williams.
There you go.
I took this to see George out here in Phoenix, and I took it, and it's got the case with it too. It says Dockin on it. It says George Lynch. And I walked in with it. With my girlfriend, and he goes, "Hey, did I give you that?" And I said, "I wish." I wish.
He's like, mine's missing.
Yeah, he goes, "Yeah, I wish you would have given it to me." So I got there, and he goes, "Oh, that's one of the ones." And I said, "Yeah." And then he signed the back of the headstock. I had him sign the paperwork, and then it just hangs in here. But I mean, if you're a Lynch guy, this is a must-have, right?
There was a friend of mine played in Huntington, West Virginia last weekend, and they posted a picture of their band's guitar player with a Bones guitar, and it was stolen.
Oh.
But they put a picture out, if anybody sees it, and I started looking at that picture, and I thought, something's weird. And here it's got a damn neck pickup on it. I've never seen one with a neck pickup on it before.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, because it goes into part of the jaw of the skull, and I thought, well, that one can't be hard to identify then, because that's the only one I've ever seen with two pickups.
Yeah. This one is scalloped from the 10th fret up, just like the original. I think the original is in Hollywood Guitar or Hard Rock Cafe, or the Los Angeles Hard Rock Cafe is where the original is. That's what I last heard. But this one's scalloped from the 10th fret up, just like the original. So.
Did you hear the story about the Burning Like a Flame video?
Where it warped the whole guitar and it's useless?
Yeah, and actually the skull and stuff was glued on that one, and it all came off because of the humidity and the rain and all that stuff.
Really? Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I think I heard that story. I think Lynch might have told that. Somebody asked him about it, and he said it was so cold that it started falling apart. The guitar started falling apart.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I feel kind of bad because I'm not even paying. I mean, I feel honored to be here, first of all, you know, amongst you guys, because I watch you guys every week. But somebody said something about have I ever played with anybody famous? I will tell you that the coolest thing that Hagar was there the night that I played, and he ran down the stairs and jumped in on, we opened up the second set with One Way to Rock, and he ran down the stairs and then ran back up. So he was in town. But the night I was there, listen to this. So the night I was there.
You were there?
Yeah. So, no, well, when I played there.
Yeah, I know.
The 2 nights that I played, the show got done, and then the house band, I forgot what they were called. They were called something, and we were sitting in the crowd watching them, and somebody came up to me and like massaged my shoulders. I was talking to my bass player, and he came up and massaged my shoulders and patted me on the back. He said, "Hey man, you sounded great tonight." And I go, "Oh, thanks man, appreciate it." And my bass player was like, "Do you know who that was?" And I go, "No." And he goes, "That was John Entwistle from The Who." So apparently John Entwistle.
And you're like, "Who's that?"
And said I sounded great. That's you know, that's probably one of my few claims.
The Ox.
Yeah, I mean, like that guy. Jerry Cantrell was supposedly there that night as well, but I did not see him.
Here it goes again.
What? Bye, Ron.
Oh, there he goes. He's frozen.
Hey, Ron. Try not to smile. Hurry, stump Ron with a joke. Oh, there you are. What? Oh. So wait, so 40 Grit. What year did you play Cabo Wabo?
It was, okay, so let me think. That was it was either, it was probably right around 2000. Because the Van Halen brothers were gone. It was pretty much Sammy's show. It was pretty much Sammy's thing, and Edward and Al had left everything down there. They didn't take anything. When Sammy bought them out, they left everything. And I remember I was talking to Marco Monroy, who is the owner, the co-owner with Sammy, along with Jorge, and I had a drink with Marco Monroy, and he said that the brothers had just. They always refer to them, everybody that I know that has ever had any kind of affiliation to that camp, they call them the brothers, you know, between Ed and Al. You know, they said the brothers had left everything down there. They didn't come back down to take any of their gear. They just left it. So that's why that 5150 was down there. That's why all that stuff was down there. And buddy, I saw Music Man cases because I've had Music Mans and I know what they look like. And there were a bunch of them behind that stage. So I was like, oh, my God. I said, is any of this stuff for sale? And they said, no, nothing's for sale. So.
And then they said, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
How did you get here?
And then I played. And well, actually, the reason why we got that gig is because we were Navy. You know, the ship went down there for a port visit. And they said, "Hey, if you guys want to play, you know, you guys are more than willing to, you know, you guys can come play." And they let us play for 2 nights. It was awesome. You know, so. Did
you play when you were on the ship? Did you play on the ship?
Oh yeah. We played every Sunday. They have a thing on for you Navy folk. It's called Steel Beach, and they light the barbecue grills on Sundays when you're on deployment, and you know, you go out and hang out, and they barbecue food, and you know, we had a band and we played. Yeah, we had a band on the ship, and we were good, man. I mean, like we were a pretty good band, you know. So we played every place we pulled into. You know, we had a gig every time we pulled in. So
that's cool. Yeah, I was just down at the NAMM show. Last month ago, whenever that was, and I remember I was walking with it would have been with Laz and Steve. You guys all know Steve Rosen. It would have been with Steve Rosen and Steve's brother, and we were walking through the NAMM convention, and I think there was like a Navy band that was performing and playing, and we stopped and we watched them play for a little while.
Yeah. Well, the Navy band is more of that's like a professional Navy thing. We were just four scrubs that were on the ship and said, hey, don't you play guitar? Well, you play bass. Well, don't you play drums? Mm-hmm. And we said, well, hey, since we're going on deployment, we might as well have something to do. You know, we can play. And then we just started playing just for something to do when we were at sea. And then people started hearing us. They were like, hey, you guys should start playing for the crew. And then the captain got involved, and he was like, hey, you guys should come and play at Steel Beach. And then it took off, and we had a gig every time we pulled in. Our supply officer was really good at getting us gigs. So, he's in charge of that stuff. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, G said it was the Air Force band. Okay. Yeah, that was cool. Wow. Well, dude, that's awesome. You played Cabo Wabo.
Yeah.
That was really cool, man. I mean, I got to tell you, when that sound guy said to me, well, he goes, well, what do you play at home? And I go, I play 5150. And he goes, well, I got some Eds and back. And I was like, oh, whoa. Let's
you were like,
out there, let's go, So yeah, I got to play through his stuff for 2 nights. So that was really cool.
Wow. Did you ever go back down there for any of the birthday bashes?
No, I never made it. No, I haven't been back down there. I guess the other second really cool claim to fame, and I really hope I'm not being a ball hog. I wish that Ron would start talking or something. As long as he's not
well, he keeps freezing. He's trying to, but his stream is frozen.
I guess my other claim to fame would be when I was at SIR. When I was at SIR, we did NAMM at the shop. We did the NAMM show at the shop, and it was really cool because they bust all the endorsees down. Big Wreck, Pete Thorne, and they would assign artists. They said, okay, so the artist relations guy was Travis. Travis came out and said, hey, Mike, you're assigned to Doug Aldrich. And I said, okay. So Doug Aldrich came in, and I grabbed his rolling suitcase, and I said, hey, are your strings good? Everything good? He goes, yeah, everything's cool, man. He said, I'm good to go. He went to go have dinner with John, came back to play, and I sat on the couch with him behind the stage and just talked guitars. And it was so cool to talk to Doug Aldrich. I mean, that guy's a beast, And and then he came off the stage, and with the rock stars, you got to play it kind of cool, especially in an atmosphere like that, because I mean, I bumped into Rep Beach, Doug Aldrich, Pete Thorne, Ian Thornley. I mean, like some really what's his name? What's that guy's the talk box guy? I'm gonna get beat up for this.
Frampton?
Frampton was in the shop walking around with John one day. I was like, oh my God. I said, that's Peter Frampton, And it was just a really cool experience. But anyways, I'm sitting backstage talking to Doug. Doug goes up and plays, and I'm trying to not talk about Whitesnake and stuff because I'm a Whitesnake fan. And he comes off the stage, and I go, hey, Doug, not trying to sound weird or anything, but if I could get it, if I could have your guitar pick, because I got a pretty cool guitar pick collection. And he goes, oh, yeah, sure, man. And he hands it to me, and he goes, and Travis could vouch for this because he was standing next to me. And he goes, hey, bro, we're getting ready to go on the European leg. And I was wondering, do you want to be my guitar tech? And I was like, so it was 2013. That was 2013.
Uh-oh.
My son was
we got them both freezing.
Yeah, my guitar was my son was graduating from high school, and I said, hey man, I really can't go on the road right now. My son's getting ready to graduate from high school. I'm not gonna be able to do that. And he goes, it's okay, man. There will be another opportunity. And I remember Travis looked at me. He goes, oh my God, dude! Like Doug Aldrich asked you to be his tech, like to go with him. And I go, that's pretty cool. I was crapped out for, I got to say, the next 2 weeks. And I remember Mike Ponce kept coming up to my bench going, it's okay, Mike. You don't want to be a guitar tech. He said, being a guitar tech isn't really being a guitar tech. You're going to be doing other stuff other than working on guitars. Trust me. You don't want to be a guitar tech. And I was like, oh my God, man. I said, Doug Aldrich asked me to be his guitar tech. You know, it was just like the coolest thing ever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because that guy's a beast. That guy's just a beast. So,
So when was that? 10 years ago?
That was 2013, yeah. 2013, NAMM 2013. And then I got to work on Andy Woods. I worked on Andy Woods' guitar. Prior to that show, I worked on James Avaniers, who's a speed metal player out of Australia. He's a beast. Ian Thornley, Andy Wood. You know, I set up those guys' guitars prior to them going on stage, man. And it was just an honor to like grab those guys' guitars and go, "Hey, is it good?" You know, I would restring it. I would check.
Here it goes again.
I would check everything.
Bye, Ron.
It's good. You know. So
that's cool.
Super cool.
What if he asked you today to be his tech? Would you do it, or would you be able to do it?
I think that I'm making more money than a guitar tech makes. So I probably would say I probably would decline. And my girlfriend probably wouldn't like me going on the road with Doug Aldrich. So. You know, so not that there's anything weird going on there, just being gone like that all the time. I probably wouldn't be interested in doing that. So. So.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, I've met a few of those guys. I met Pete Thorne at NAMM one year, and I met Red Beach. I met Winger, the entire band, back in '90. They were on tour. They came to town. They were doing a record signing, and I went. And it's funny. This actually relates because I met Reb, and I gave him one of my guitar picks. I had a Fender pick. I'm like, here, this is my pick. And he's like, wow, thank you. You know, so I didn't ask for his. I gave him mine. And this is, you know, back then. And then the rest of the guys, I said hi, you know, asked some questions. But when I got to Kip Winger, I'm like, hey, because that was right after they had done the Cabo Wabo, the Viva Van Halen Saturday, if you remember, the MTV thing.
Yeah.
You know, and he was, you know, he was Kip Winger. He was there, you know. And I remember asking him, I'm like, what was it like at the Cabo Wabo? And he's like, yeah, it was okay. He didn't seem too happy, you know, thrilled at all. Yeah. And I was like, oh, yeah. But it's funny because now you were saying you were there and you played there, and I'd like to go. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I got to play on that stage for 2 nights, man. I mean, like so many things, you know, so many cool things, cool stuff.
Wow.
Rent a bus and pick up everybody around the country that wants to go, then we'll drive down there.
Yeah, who wants to go to Cabo? In the chat. Press number 1. Press 1 in the chat if you want to go to Cabo. Robbie's driving his Plymouth. He'll pick everybody up. Everybody can fit in there.
I'm going to the refrigerator. I'm getting a sandwich.
Cool.
Somebody in the chat's asking where Sir was. They're in Lake Elsinore. Somebody commented on that already. They're in Lake Elsinore, California, just south of LA. I was living in Temecula when I was working at Sir, so it wasn't that bad of a commute for me. But yeah, they got a really nice shop, man. I mean, like everything there was just. I mean, they plecked everything. I mean, you know, just John Sir makes great guitars, man. I mean, they're just great guitars.
Oh yeah, we have a shop out here in the East Bay called Danville Music, and they have a bunch of their guitars in there, and they're awesome.
Yeah, they're solid. Pete Thorne was in there a lot. Pete Thorne's a nice guy, man. I mean, like super helpful, and like, you know, you watch his videos. I mean, that guy, he's just super knowledgeable. It's so I sit there every chance I get on Sundays to watch that guy. He's really good. Very knowledgeable dude.
I have a good story about a couple actors.
Let's hear them.
Yeah.
A couple actors. 1985, I was in the movie Gung Ho with Michael Keaton and George Wendt. They filmed part of that where the Japanese company comes and buys the American company and tries to convert them over. They filmed
Cars, right? It was a car movie.
Yeah, they filmed part of that in the plant. The fight scene and everything goes on in there is in the plant I used to work. I used to work for Navistar, National Harvester. And I can honestly say they were here for 2 weeks, and I am probably the only person in the world that took Norm from Cheers and the future Batman to a strip club. over in their limousine, and the girls treated us like gold. And the funny part was, and Michael Keaton wasn't Batman yet, so he was like in Mr. Mom and that kind of stuff. But when George walked in other words, Norm, everybody in the place went, Norm! Just like they did. Even the girls dancing. I mean, I was like, wow. But yeah, I mean, the girls were real happy because they're used to getting dollar bills and fives. These guys were putting in, 50s, 100s. But I say I took Batman and Norm to a strip club.
That's awesome.
Wow. That's awesome.
You know where Michael Keaton got his real name's Michael Douglas. But since there was already a Michael Douglas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but you know where he got his start and where he's from?
No.
From Pittsburgh. He started on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Really?
When Mr. Rogers, I don't know if you ever watched it, but he used to have that thing called picture, and he'd put a movie through or whatever. Michael Keaton was the guy back there that would grab the film and put it and play it through the projector. That's how he actually started. But he said he used to make Mr. Rogers laugh. He said Fred. He used to make Fred laugh because he would open the door to hand the tape or the movie through, and I'd say, I'd act like a confessional and say, yes, Fred, you've done what? And say, he always started he's always kind of comic anyhow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm in the movie too. I mean, they did 2 weeks there. Then I even went up for the exercise scene where they're trying to get everybody to follow the daily exercises. They filmed that on West Carson Avenue right outside of Pittsburgh in an old abandoned plant. But I can tell you why movies cost so much. They had a 5-star chef with 2 semis, and literally you could have filet mignon, lobster, whatever you want for breakfast, lunch, dinner. It didn't matter. I mean, that's why they say a movie costs a lot. Well, yeah, you ain't kidding. And that was 85.
Mm-hmm. Could you have Jersey Mike's too?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Robbie's back.
Oh my goodness.
Hey Ron, you're in Pittsburgh?
No, I'm
area.
I'm in Ohio.
Ohio.
I'm actually right across the river from Wheeling, West Virginia.
Okay.
So I'm about 45, 50 minutes from Pittsburgh.
Well, if you come out, man, if you're out in Phoenix, let me know.
All right. Definitely.
Somebody just said, why the name 40 Grit? When I was in the Navy, I was very abrasive. And there was a guy that said, we went to a meeting one day and they said, good old 40 Grit. 40 Grit's here. And I go, what does that mean? They go, you're just abrasive, man. You don't have a filter. And I was like, well, is that a good or a bad thing? They go, it's really not either. It just is what it is. And I said, okay. So it just kind of stuck. So 40 Grit.
There you go.
How's the sandwich, Robbie?
It's excellent. It's hungry as hell.
Sweet.
What kind is that?
Did you heat it up or is it cold?
No, it's roast beef provolone, Jersey Mike's. Extra lettuce, extra juice.
Is it soggy?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh my goodness, Sharon. Extra salt.
Hey, Ron, what do you think about this one?
Ron just left.
Oh
no, you're still there.
I'm going to hold up a sign. StreamYard hates iPhone.
Oh!
I like that one.
I like that one too. It's just watching me.
That's exciting. Is that the Gibson?
Well, yeah, I got a friend of mine that called me one day. I was at work, and he goes, hey, man, I need to sell this guitar. Do you want it? And I go, what is it? He said, it's a Flying V. And I go, I'm not into the Flying V thing. And he goes, well, I'd appreciate it if you could if you could buy it because I need some money. And I was like, sure, I'll do it. And yeah, I did. This one just kind of landed on my lap. This is a Hollywood, so this is actually a pretty cool guitar. It's a Hollywood edition. It was the reopening of the Hollywood Guitar Center, and they built, I think it was 6 guitars, and they only did one Flying V.
That's pretty neat.
So this is the one. So
I like
That's
that.
a one of a kind?
this is the only Flying V they did in the Hollywood collection for the reopening of the Hollywood Guitar Center. This was the only Flying V.
Oh. I know that Guitar Center. I was there.
Nah, everything for
What? Ron.
Oh,
Well, this show has to have some entertainment. Oh, man. Oh, he's back again.
What is that?
I'm just going to take.
Smash that thumbs up, you guys. Please. And refresh your browsers. Let's try to get to at least, I don't know, 800 views on this video live.
how many people are watching, Johnny? How many people are on?
We got currently 56.
Is that like the norm, or is that good? Is that better than usual, or?
No.
Or is
Well,
that
it depends
worse
on
than usual?
depends on the night. Depends on the night. It'll be better than tomorrow. The
Yeah.
Sundays are pretty low, but it's not. Oh, we just got 57. We're doing better.
Ron's frozen again.
No, I'm here.
No, we're not.
Oh, I can't tell. You know, it's like
I'll just sit and go like this the whole time. Jay,
Yeah. Freeze as like Han Solo in Carbonite. That'd be cool.
There you go. You know, they
You got-
sell a refrigerator.
What?
You can buy a refrigerator. It has that on the door.
Uh-huh.
I would love to have one of those, but they're like not very cheap.
Oh my
Now,
goodness.
my friend Scott Springfield. He's got a good friend that jams out with George Lynch down in Texas. He's got a house down there. I think it's in Houston. And he sent me pictures, you know, the George jamming and just different guitars he has and stuff like that. He's still got some of the original banana neck pre fucking kamikaze guitars, you know.
Uh-huh.
I watched it.
I like that.
I watched the video with George a couple weeks ago, and the guy said, well, the guy interviewing told him, he said, you know, I really don't know what to ask you other than what's been asked probably, you know, for the last 30 years. And George just started laughing and goes, okay, Doc and Dawn, no fight. Media made that up. He just listed like 15 things real quick. So how's that? And the guy goes, well, I guess the interview's over.
Yeah.
Well, he's not going to want to talk about that stuff. He say, hey, what's up? How are you doing? What are you into? You know? Oh, I was doing this the other day. You know, stuff like this. He don't want to rehash the same old thing over and over again, you know? And it's just like his playing. I think his playing's got better because he's toned it back.
It froze again.
I'm not freezing.
He is. Well, he is in a cabin.
He's in a cabin. But I mean, you know,
Hilarious, man. That's
I
hilarious.
think that he's a little more reserved now. He's not trying to be so aggressive in his playing, and it's more melodic, and it comes out a lot better. I think he's playing the best he ever has, you know, in the last couple of years. At least the stuff I heard him playing that Scott, you know, picked up.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Alice.
Smack the damn phone.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you got to admit though, the people that chat are very faithful. They, you know, all 17 of them been in there all night.
All 12 people that watch this show. We love all of you. You guys are awesome. Smash that thumbs up.
The cool thing about Lynch, one of the cool things that I think was cool about Lynch is how he used the he didn't use the pickup, he used the amplifier for the overdrive. Like he always used a weaker pickup with a stronger his he had the amp do the work, not the guitar. I heard an interview with him, and it was really cool how he talked about, you know, today people are using overdriven pickups and overdriven amplifiers. He said, you know, back in my day, we used a very low powered pickup, and then had the amp do the work. You know, so he had his tube screamer or whatever he was using, you know, to do the work for the guitar, and you know the pickups weren't super hot like they are today.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%, man. And people nowadays, you know, they want to play metal or something. They want to, you know, bring those pickups up really high against the strings and all that, where I want the space in it. And they'll say, well, maybe it sounds like it's out of phase or something, which it can't be because there's only one pickup. But still, that space creates that ambience. And that's something that Edward was into. He liked staggered windings, so the pickup would have that little bit of a warble in it, you know? So it wouldn't sound all just regular stiff, you know? And that goes, you know, and in the old days, not after 1990 or whatever, but when he played through the Marshalls and he drove the Marshall with the low output pickup, you know, and that was his sound at the time. And that's what I go after. And every aspect of the guitars I build revolves around that. Every little thing. But if you're playing through a modeling amp, it doesn't fucking matter. Excuse my language. No, it don't. You're like, well, I want this pickup. I want that sound. And like, yeah, but you're going through a totally computer-generated sound. It's not like, you know, well, Jimi Hendrix, or even when I was a kid with a 71 Marshall, you know, that's what it was. The sound was what the amp was going through. You know, you were blowing up transformers every couple of months because you were pushing the hell out of that amp. You know, it wasn't like, you know, solid state manipulation to get like a saturated tone and, you know, all this stuff that they did, like, you know, at the end of the 80s, early 90s, you know, and it's a whole different thing. It really is. That's how I look at it.
Especially with like the plug-in stuff, I know it's very convenient for artists to go now and go to gigs and take the plug-in stuff, like the Kemper and like, you know, the stuff that you plug into and just go, hey man, I mean, the convenience got to be phenomenal. I mean, I'm in the car industry. That would be like me going to an electric vehicle. That's it. That's how I feel about that. I've got so many tube amplifiers that if I start going to, that's a slippery slope for me. You know, if I go down that road, I got way too much stuff.
But to be fair, with a gigging musician, will you knock it off, Ron? All right. If you've got a if you've got a gigging musician like Johnny here, right, and he has to play in a band that's playing certain songs and needs certain sounds, that's perfect because, you know, it's not like he's playing on his own, doing his own thing. He's fitting in with a band that's playing for people that want to hear a certain thing. And in that case,
I have to change. I have to get 20 different sounds in one set.
So
you know?
It makes sense for that.
Yeah.
It's not like me. And ever since I was a kid, I was the show. Nobody told me what to do because I was doing the whole thing. So I didn't have to, like, you know, oh, I want this sound. I want this to sound like that. Screw it. I'll do it on my own. And I always have. And I'm still doing it. But that's me, you know. And I've always had the tube amps. I love this little Studio Vintage 20 watt because it's got no solid state at all. So I run it into the Governor from 1991 with the red LED diode and a secondary box that was custom made that also has the red LED diode. Actually, both of them have two LED red clipping diodes if you guys are into making pedals. And that's basically my preamp you know, and that's how I get the sounds I get. And I don't have to, I don't have to turn it down or make it clean or anything like that. So being on my own, doing it on my own, especially writing my own music, I don't have to listen to anybody. But if you're in a position where you're in a band with other people, and you're playing, especially in a cover band, and you're playing at gigs where people are listening to you or drinking and not listening to you or whatever they're going to do, you're like, you have to sound a certain way. You've got to do a certain way, and add on how heavy this stuff can be. My little 20 watt isn't very heavy. My little lunch box I got, one of those first generation lunch boxes, although it does have some bad capacitors, I was able to cancel those out with a FET MXR driver, which also has the red LED diode. So I was able to get around that so I can get the feedback. And that's a nice little amp. It's like, I don't know, it's like 15 watts, and you can click it down to like 4.5 or something, which is perfect because when you have that attenuator and you click it on the lower wattage, you can crank it up more to get more of that natural sound out of it. And really, these little 20 watt, 15 watt amps are plenty loud. You're never going to turn them all the way up, and if you're in a situation where it has to be louder, like you're trying to drown somebody out or something, then you should be playing with somebody else that actually wants to jam with people and not have a war between, guitars, to see who could go deaf faster, That's the way I look at it. So a modeling amp is good if you're like playing at gigs or something, or you're walking your walk and talking the talk. It's it's people out there like being Jimi Hendrix or something. You know what I'm saying? Wow, man, you still got the camera on me. Oh, that's right. I still have the sandwich, man. Look at Johnny.
I'm kidding. What iPhone do you have? What model?
12 Plus Pro or whatever it is.
12 Plus? Is it the one? It's not this one. Does yours have an extra camera than this? More?
No, I got the 3 like that.
Like this one? Oh.
Well, how many guitars do you have?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Who, him?
90
Him?
total.
I couldn't hear you. Broke up.
90 some total.
You got 90 some. You have 90 guitars, and you can't get a computer and an interface. You want to be on the show.
Okay.
I mean, it's not all that much money. I mean, the computer that I got was, I think it was $1,300. The interface, I think, was a couple $100. I already had the mic. You probably have SM57 microphone, don't you?
Yeah, I got 57, 58s.
Right, the webcam, and you'll need headphones. Johnny told me to get this stuff forever. I'm on disability. I don't have a lot of money, So everything I get, I have to save up really hard for. But I did it, and I'm here, and now I have good sound, and it's worth it. Totally.
It does better. Yeah, you do sound better.
I could bang the gong. I could play the drums.
I can't help it. I'm just going to put this right here. There you go.
Your iPhone.
Yeah, well.
Your particular iPhone. I think it likes mine. I don't have a... Let me see.
Because, you guys will be talking all of a sudden here, and then I get the circle, and
I don't get a circle on my computer anymore. I don't get a circle at all. All right, he just changed guitars. What do you got now, Mike?
Little guitars.
That's interesting. Let's hear about that one.
Got it from Zim's.
Oh,
came home.
We know him.
The little guitars, so I can play little guitars on it. No, yeah. So it's cool to have one of these because you go watch the shows. From the what was it, the 15 tour, when him and Wolfgang were doing little guitars. It's cool to have that, right? It's a must-have.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Johnny, I broke these out the other day. I found these the other day when you were going through yours.
Oh my gosh. Yep, those are the ones I was talking about.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
waiting on Johnny to send this back.
Can we see those again? Show that cover again, because I think I was explaining the different covers.
So you got the good cover. The good cover is the red one that said 5150 on it, like that.
Yeah, that's like a blown up version of it, right?
Yeah,
that's huge. And then those were the ones after that.
Correct.
They said that, yeah.
And they took Kramer off and they put Ernie Ball on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, remember that all Kramer's strings they used since they began were all Ernie Ball. They were exclusively Ernie Ball.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ernie Ball did all those. When I was working for Bill in San Diego, I called Ernie Ball when they were discontinuing those, and I bought the remainder of the stock. I remember I had no money. I was broke. I was a junior sailor, and I called Ernie Ball, and I was like, "Hey, how many sets do you have left?" And I bought so many that they sent me those racks, you know, like the stores have with the slinky in it, to where you can shove strings in and they go on the wall. You know. I bought so many that they gave me 2 of those things, and I still have them. And I keep my strings in them today. Yeah, I bought the remaining stock but this is what the remaining stock was. The remaining stock was like this. It wasn't the red package. So
yeah.
You know what I should probably talk about are the guitars I built. Hold on a second. I'll pull my favorite one out. So I did this one. This is a cool guitar. I didn't do the neck. This is a boat neck. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but the boat neck from Warmouth. I didn't do the neck, but I did the body.
Mm-hmm.
And put the Charvel logo on it. It's a boat neck, so super fat. You can probably see the V in it.
Yeah, it's almost acoustic.
Big, nice, fat neck. I did all the relicking. The relicking I learned to do when I was at SIR. You know, just like, but I did the paint. I did all the relicking on this one. And this is kind of a Brian Young from David Lee Roth had one of these guitars, and it was a Wayne, and I just thought it was super cool looking. So figure the odds of finding a Wayne guitar like this now, especially with Wayne not working. I don't think Wayne's working right now. But I did my best to copy all the relicking, and this one turned out really good. And this is a player. And something cool that I do is I'm not sure who I got this from. I got this from one of the guys, one of the rock stars that I bumped into. I saw their guitar, and on the back of the headstock they had what pickup they had in it. So if you guys have way too many guitars, you're swapping pickups out. It's always good to label what pickup you have in it, because if you end up picking it up and you're like, man, this one sounds good, and you don't know what pickup you have in it, you can just look on the back of the headstock and say, oh, that's the RTM. And I'll tell you, that RTM, that DeMartini pickup, that thing's a beast. I mean, that's a good pickup. It's like a JB on steroids. You know, it's a nice pickup. So if you guys ever tried one.
I worked on a couple of Wayne guitars. You're not really missing anything, man.
Yeah?
Oh, man. Some of the stuff, like the saddles on the Floyd Rose. First of all, it's like this newer Floyd Rose, so it's real thicky. And then he had it might have been the Sun. I think Wayne actually did much more. He's not even painting anymore. So I'm not sure what he's doing, but they had like 7 shims under each saddle. It was ridiculous. I was like, why? You know?
7 shims on the saddle. On the bridge saddles?
On each saddle.
What does that accomplish?
I have no idea. I mean, I took them all out. I'm like, you don't need this. You know, you don't even need any saddles, any shims at all with that radius neck.
Yeah.
And then I had one hell of a time trying to dress that neck. It just gave me problems after problems after problems. They're beautiful wood. It's got great graining. It looks really nice with all the grain and everything. But, you know, that makes it really hard to work on. You know, when Edward was at Kramer when I was there, he wanted no he wanted no markings in the neck at all. You know, that's why you'll see it mostly plain Jane kind of necks he had, you know, until, 90 or whatever,
Yeah.
but, so that neck was like the burled, super grain thing. And it was just a bear to freaking work on, and it was basically the guitars were paint jobs. Do you pay $4,500 for a Wayne Rockstar guitar, Rock Legend, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And you get this really nice paint job, thick. It's a little sound robbing because the paint is so thick.
Yeah.
But nicely painted. But the Floyd was not very good. They apparently he gets chrome Floyds and attempts to recolor them somehow, and you get this string buzz out of the V cut on the locking nut, which by the way is top mounted. It's just a wood screw holding it in from the top. Yeah, that's a lot of money, and I didn't like it at all. It was like I'm very picky though, and I'm sure people out there really like, Wayne guitars because his name's Wayne Charvel and whatnot. But yeah, I think they're like way overrated, man. Just my opinion.
I mean, there's a place for everything, man. I mean, like everybody's got their own setup that they prefer. Everybody's got their own thing, But I think I've owned one Wayne, and it was very. I don't remember it being something where I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. I just picked up a Chub Tone the other day. Have you ever heard of Chub Tone?
I think so, maybe, but I can't remember.
Chub Tone, supposedly, I talked to a guy the other day. Here, let me grab it. I just talked to a guy the other day. Is he frozen again?
No, he doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to be frozen anymore.
I am now.
Oh my God. Somebody screen cap that right now, please, and send that to me.
You need a T-shirt.
Screen cap that. Text that
RG.
in.
We'll call it the RG shirt.
That's a good
Picture
one.
of Ron sitting there with that goofy look on his face.
He's on again.
I don't know why that's happening. That's weird.
All right, well, carry on, Chester.
All right, so what's a Chub Tone? And I'll be right back, too.
It's only the two of us. Look out.
No, it's three of you. I'll be right back.
So I picked up this one the other day. I've been wanting one of these, but this guy's builds are like, it takes forever to get one. I mean, like, he would post them on Facebook and say sold. And I got it the other day, and I got to tell you, man, I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said, yeah, I think Chub Tone is owned by one of the original Charvel guys who was doing the original Charvel stuff. So, anyways, I mean, this thing is just phenomenal. I mean, it's a great build. It's probably it's got the checking. It's all checked out. So they froze the body, to make it look relic. I mean, it's got a really good, it's a light relic, but it looks really good.
I like the thickness of that neck heel.
The guitars that, the majority of the guitars that I buy, I got to work on them for about an hour and a half to get them playing. This one, I didn't have to do anything. I mean, like it's just amazing guitar. So hats off to Chub Tone. I mean, very impressed with his build. And if you guys get a chance to purchase one, or if you guys see something that you like, don't be afraid, because I've never owned one, and I picked this up, and I got to tell you, man, I mean, I won't buy another one just because I want it to be unique and say that I have one, and I'll just play the one, so.
I like how chunky that neck pocket is. Look how thick that thing is, where it bolts to the neck. Yeah. Turn it sideways. Yeah, that's it. You see how thick that is?
Yeah.
That's cool. That to me that says nostalgic. You know, that's like a 1983 type of heel there. You know, I like that.
Very nice contours. I mean, like everything on this guitar was solid. JB, and I think it's a Duncan something. I forgot what's in the neck, but 84 Floyd Rose.
Reissue.
Yeah, the pot's kind of tight. I'll probably switch it to an EVH. But that's probably the only thing I'll do to this guitar. I'll probably just switch out the tone pot because I like the tone pot to be or the volume pot to be a little quicker. So.
Well, I like that better than that Warmoth neck, that's for sure. Uh-oh, he's back. He's gone.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Hey, Ron, what's your go-to guitar? Like what's your number one?
One I play most is probably my Red Jackson Soloist. It's got EMGs in it, and 81 to 85, and it's got a German Floyd on it. Jumbo frets, jumbo stainless steel frets, and I just like that one more than any of them.
So the Soloist is a deck through, right?
Yes.
And 81, 85 is Zakk Wylde, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Originally, I guess. Originally, Zakk Wylde, right?
Yep.
Well, originally Zakk Wylde's name was Jeff Weedland. And I jammed with him when he was in high school before, anybody knew who he was.
Were you playing drums?
No, I was playing guitar. I showed him how to play a whole lot of Love. He was fascinated by my 71 Marshall. He just loved the sound of it. And he played pretty good. He played Taking Care of Business was his big song, and he knew how to play Tangerine. And, and I jammed with him for a while. I think we jammed probably for a couple months, And then one day he comes back. He went to a concert, and he came back. He started playing all this wild, out-of-key shit. I mean, way. And I looked at him, and I said, because I was all straight up Jimmy Page, right? Pentatonic, the whole thing. I do all the Zeppelin stuff. And I just looked at him. I said, man, you're never going to make it in music playing that weird out-of-key shit.
Yeah.
Now, to my credit, he did just stay up all night, every night, and sleep at school for probably the next year and a half, practicing scales after that. But what he had done is he had went and seen Ozzy with, I think it was with Jakey Lee, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he replaced
right after Randy I would say was killed. I'm not going to say died. And I guess he was trying to play that kind of thing. But as everybody knows, he's like the king of pentatonics now. But at that time, he had a little band with the people at school. He was a sophomore, and I was a senior. And I was too old to be in his band. Okay. Right about the time he got that blue SG, it was right about the time when I stopped jamming with him because I was too old for him. But so I mean, he ended up getting the Ozzy gig because he used to sell Ozzy steroids, and Ozzy wanted a deal on the steroids. He said, "Oh, you can play guitar for me," That's kind of funny. Yeah, so I always look at him like Jeff Wheeler, and he wasn't all built then. He was kind of a string beating kid who was kind of tall and had like super long hair, and but he was cool. He could play. I mean, I could always play. These guys that I was jamming with were terrible, and the guy that was his I didn't even get to the sign this time. So the guy that had him over, Jeff Wheeland, was dating his sister. And that's how he got in like that basement to play. and he only played like one time and with this other guy, and he looked at me and said, I can't play with this guy, you know. And that's when I started going to his house and playing. His house is in Jackson, New Jersey. So I lived in Halen, New Jersey. It was right next door, you know. So at that point, I think I was borrowing my sister's truck to drive out there to jam with him. And we jammed pretty much. It's nice when you can play with somebody and they know how to play. You know, not somebody that's like turning it way up and then they're tuning the guitar by turning it up way up and then turning the keys. So it's like like this. I never had to do that. I just hit the string. Okay, this one. Okay, that one there. There we go. You know, I could tune on a fly. I never had a problem with any of that stuff. But you'd be like half deaf by the time this guy done playing, you know, tuning his guitar. And then every time he played something, he would just blast you out. You couldn't hear anything, you know? And it was just like, yeah, it was pretty horrible. But that's how I jammed with who I would refer to as Jeff Weedland.
Cool.
That was pretty long-winded. Ron's gone again.
Ron disappeared, and Johnny is. So, what was the stereo that she put on the 45? Was that addressed to? I think that was addressed to you, Robbie.
Huh?
Something in the chat from Holly Lewis about what was the stereo that. What was the 45 that was put on the stereo or something?
Oh, could you repeat that?
Let's do the drawing. Hey, are you going to play the drums for the drawing tonight, or is John?
What happened to Ron?
That's what happened to me.
I'm sorry, Holly. I wasn't looking at the chat. I'm sorry, I missed it. Is he frozen again?
No, I'm here.
Oh my God.
It looks frozen to me.
Okay.
Hold on, I got to take the other volume off now. Hold on.
When the cat's away, that was
What time is it?
for
We got 62 watching. Smash that thumbs up, you guys.
Let's do the drawing while Johnny's gone.
Oh, you want to do the drawing while I was gone? Okay. You can do that. I had to tuck the chickens in.
Oh, that sounds
son
nice.
of a bitch. Here we go again.
What, you don't like chickens now, Ron? They have shims on them somewhere?
What, you like beef?
Hey, looks like he's frozen again. Oh, now he's moving around. That's like bad Japanese anime.
It's awesome.
It's like some horrible cartoon.
Kind of like this. Oh my gosh. Well, hey, you guys, don't forget, subscribe to Ron. Subscribe to his new channel. It's guitar. What is it called?
Fretworks.
Fretworks. Subscribe to Ron. Let's see how many. He's up to 15 subscribers. Let's see if we can double that. We should have more people in here. Let's see if we can get him up to 30.
We have 30?
Fretworks. We have 60.
How long will it take me to get to 10,000?
It's taken me 17 years. So, but, you know, it'll probably take you a month. But you keep freezing, so.
Freeze works.
so
Give me
Oh, man. Come on, man.
oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Hey, Ron, what's your go-to amp? You said your soloist is your go-to guitar. What's your go-to amp?
My
Is that a joke? What?
Oh, no, he's gone again.
It did it again.
Oh, man. Are we turning this turkey around here or what?
I don't know. He just left.
Or we either got to shoot this turkey or stuff it. One or the other. Oh.
Jesus.
What is it doing?
Real quick. Let me. My Engel Powerball 2 or Invader 150 with a oversized rectifier Mesa Boogie cab with vintage 30s in it.
Very cool.
You said vintage 30s?
Yeah.
Have you ever played through one of the Freedmans? It's got the greenbacks on top and the vintage 30s on the bottom. Have you ever played with that?
No.
I've always wanted to try one of those.
No, I know Ola England did on one of his cabinets. Actually, he put them across. They're they're not 2 and 2 above. He's got like vintage 30 greenback, vintage 30 greenback, or it might have been greenbacks. One of the
Hey,
Oh my
Johnny,
I
God.
can't help it, Robbie. I'm
is
Italian.
Johnny
I can't help
drums
it.
Tonight?
What?
Is Johnny playing drums tonight for the drawing, or?
Johnny? I'm not.
Johnny, you play drums, Johnny?
I'm not playing drums, but Robbie could.
Oh, for God's sake!
What's happening now? You don't like drums now? Ron, are you there? I'm wondering. He's got a second job being a mannequin or something.
It's going to make me want to do terrible things to myself with a fork if it keeps it up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, brother.
Ron Comedy Hour. Uncle Raymond says.
Well, I will be right back. My German Shepherd's here, and I guess she wants outside, so I'll be back.
Okay, cool.
Or I should say, I'll be back.
You can try, but what do you think you're doing? You gotta talk like Arnold. I talk like Arnold. You're the one that's moving around and not here. They're not there.
Watch.
You're going. You're coming.
It'll freeze on this photo here. We'll never see him come back. It'll be frozen on just that. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. So we are doing some giveaways though. Anybody that's tuning in, we've got a few things. We have a Line 6 keychain. It's a Helix. I got this at a NAMM show several years back. We've got that, and then 40 Grit has a couple of the tins of the EVH. Is it the Max Grip? Or those are before the Max Grip, I think.
These are the old school. These are the first ones.
Those are actually these. I have those are those look like this.
The gray the gray Hercos, yeah.
The nylons. Yeah, they're like the Hercos, yeah.
Yeah.
They look like this. That's exactly what they are.
Yep.
So, very cool, man.
I got 2 that I'll give away to somebody.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
For watching our nonsense.
Thank you guys for watching this nonsense. Right, Ron? Oh, there he is.
He's back. He's back.
What are you eating?
M&M's.
Oh. No brown ones, huh?
Hey,
No.
Ron, have you seen these? The new Grover Jacksons?
Yeah, the GJs.
The OGs?
I never got to try one yet.
So these were after Friedman.
I saw the GJ2.
These were after Friedman. So I contacted him when Grover started up again, and the guy said it was the same thing as it was very similar to the Friedman. And he said if you were interested, that this one was available, and this is one of the prototypes. So really cool guitar. This is Grover's new OG series that he's doing, and I think he's out of Nashville now. So.
You're gonna start a rant with Robbie talking about Grover.
Robbie doesn't like Grover?
No.
He doesn't like the Grouch either.
Absolutely not, man. He messed with Eddie, and no, Grover's a shyster. He's always been a shyster, man. He really has. I understand people like a Jackson and all that. That's fine and everything, but you want to talk about anything for a buck, and what he did to that company before Fender bought it was absolutely horrendous too. When you're getting guitar parts made out of India and Swahili and God only knows where else, and he'd just do anything to make money. And just like when he started painting those bumblebees and selling them to whoever for $6,000 for a body, and Eddie comes back, sees one in a bar, and it looks like a little fucking chihuahua jumping up in the motherfuckers' faces, saying, "Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that?" I mean, Edward was not really too aggressive, but something like that pissed him off. And then it came down to him and Grover telling him, "You don't own the rights to striped guitars." I fucking, the guy was,
not cool. Yeah.
No, he wasn't cool. Now, I'm not saying that some of these guitars he did ain't good. I do have that 88 Charvel Model 2, that's the year the factory burned down in Japan, so they didn't make too many of those. But I think it is a good guitar. It's just that I'm at the point where I want better than that, And like I was saying, it is a really good guitar. It plays really good and all that. But I wasn't going to change the bridge. I was going to take the JT6 out and make it into one of those bastardized Charvels you see so many of, where nothing's original on it, and you'll never get any freaking money for it as a collector's item. So, I kept it the way it is, and I'm going to send it to Jersey to my friend because he wants a guitar collection. So I'm giving it to him, and I'm giving his son a Pacer Custom 1 from 86. It's a Closet Queen that I'm not going to play because it's from 86 and it's a custom one with the big horns and it's got the 3-piece pointy neck and that's a good neck. It's like brand new, but it's nothing I'd want. So I'm shipping that over there along with a Beretta that I made for him too with a pointy neck. I've gone from I used to think pointy was okay to, pointy ESPs on Focuses because they were non-tilt to, no, I'd rather have a skinnier banana off a JK to, no, I want the thicker banana to, okay, let's get 79 bananas from ESP when they first started making them. So, yeah, it's a rabbit hole. Once you get down to closer and closer to the grail necks and there's no turning back. Uh-oh, Ron's gone.
No, my phone just told me I got 10% left. So
10% heat?
I can't.
I don't know if I would plug it in. If you're having this much problems with it, I don't know.
Upgrade to the new phone. Upgrade to the 14.
You should get one of these. These are pretty awesome.
My daughter has, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 older MacBooks. She keeps getting new ones. I'm going to see if I can snag one off of her, one of her old ones.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get her husband to get it for me. He'll do it.
Cool. Yeah. Well, 40 grit. That's awesome, man. I hadn't seen those guitars. Have not seen those, so that's cool.
So now you know you don't say Grover around Robbie.
I gotta say, man, I mean, this is a nice guitar. I mean, I get no qualms. If you like the Friedman, if you ever played a Friedman, Grover was building them for Dave Friedman. So yeah, Dave Friedman had input on the pickups. I guess he did the pickups with Grover, and Grover was building. And obviously they're CNC, just like Sir was. I mean, everybody's pretty much CNC now. Nobody's building off template anymore, unless you're a shop guy. Which I think, in my own personal opinion, I know that the programming for CNC is very involved, and I had a lot of respect for Steve Smith that did the CNC programming for Sir. But I will say that I did work with a guy that built off template, and template was pretty cool, man. Because that's where you can do. I mean, you can put a piece of wood inside a machine, and it can cut it. But I got to cut bodies off bandsaws, and there was a degree of error. And if you goofed it up, you were kind of had to pay attention.
So, yeah.
Well, you got to dig it. You got to dig pin routing and shit like that. That's the old school.
Yep. Pin routing. Yep.
Hand freaking sanding and the work and the labor put into it, and especially with the necks. That's why ESP Craftsmen were so good from 79 to 85. And everything was hand done and handmade.
Yeah.
And I think those are the best necks you could get. And like I said, I got lucky with Adam's neck I got from him, and that turned out pretty good. I think I got pretty lucky with that one. It's a little bit thicker, but it's not thick enough to really make too much of a difference. And I am kind of starting to try to fall in love with like a guitar I'm building out of like, parts, not like the real stuff that came out of factory, which is what I've done on every other guitar. But I had this, and it took me a long time to keep going through with it. And then, of course, there's all the modifications to the body because, Musicraft screwed it up so bad, and, stuff like that. I think Lock is probably the closest you'll get to being not totally screwed up, although their input jack's in the wrong place too. But you could get away with the electronics route and just shave a little bit out of that bottom piece where it's, I'm always saying chubby. People are sick of hearing that. But yeah, I'm waiting to put that together, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. What I'm looking at it like as being like taking a body of a classic car. Like you took like a 73 CUDA, and then you put it on another chassis with everything modern, and it still looks like the CUDA, but it really ain't. And I'm kind of looking at it like that because this guitar is everything is like, I guess, as perfect as you could get it. And the stuff that came out of Kramer during the day and out of ESP, they were quirky. Things were a little bit different on each one, and that helps me connect with the kind of stuff that Edward would deal with in the guitars that were made for him out of virtually the same pieces, and things he'd have to deal with and stuff you'd have to do to the stuff, to make it as playable as you could. So this one might be a little bit better of a player in that regard, but it is going to be missing that kind of a nostalgic thing, on it. I know that's a crazy way of looking at guitars, but what do you want? It's me, right? Something's wrong with Ron Some now. I busted on you, Ron. You're growing on me a little bit here.
Thank you. Not like a word.
Hey, Ryan.
No, it's more like a fungus.
See, Ryan Hall is asking what my name is. My name's Mike. I think I introduced myself in the beginning. I just got stuck with 40 grit. I use 40 grit as my handle, so yeah. My name's Mike. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Japan. Especially in those years, man. Now, in Japan, you could get Ibanez guitars that were made up until 1992, and they were still making it by hand. And those were those are pretty good ones. You might.
Robert, what do you think of the Edwards guitars made by ESP in Japan?
Edwards is superior to most of the guitars that they made during that time, because after they started making guitars and weren't selling just parts, their quality got worse fast. But Edwards was kind of the higher quality of it, but that was right before they went to the whole LTD thing and thinking that LTD is this great guitar, when LTD was their lowest line budget guitar, So they kind of turned that around, to where, oh no, they're good, but they didn't make them any different, Yeah. So, but the thing is that most people that if they have an LTD and they think it's really good and everything, and that's fine, it'll thanks Kubrick, it would play great for them. That's the most important thing. People buy guitars and it plays great for them, and that's good. But they never played where they were really, really good stuff. In those years before they actually started making guitars.
Well, I had the '87 M1 Custom, and I love
Nice
that.
guitar.
I love that guitar, and I regret selling that to this day. And when LTDs first come out, they were junk, and I kept telling my kids, I'll never own an LTD. Well, now I own two of the newer ones, and my son come down here. Him and his wife came down here for Christmas, actually, and he looks at me and goes, I guess the whole LTD thing's out the window now with you. And start laughing.
Well, I mean, like I said, if they're good for you, for me, it's hard to play something CNC'd. Grit over here understands that, and I appreciate that because most people don't know or can't feel the difference. I'm not sure what Adam's doing over in his factory in Pennsylvania with the Boogie Bodies line, and he might be doing it the way Kyle does, where Kyle CNCs it to a certain point and then carves out the rest to stop it feeling like totally like CNC'd. And that's probably what you like, Grit, on those guitars he did.
Yeah, I think that if you've built off template, you know the difference. If you haven't, you probably would never know the difference. But if you have, you understand what it took to build. If you've actually built one, you know the difference of going from a template, from just throwing a block in a CNC machine and saying, let's go,
And on top of that, when they started doing that, they went to cheaper woods. They didn't age the wood, and that's why there's all these people who constantly adjusting their truss rods. I never have to adjust a truss rod because all my necks are like 45 years old. They're not moving anywhere, it doesn't matter what the weather is. They're not going to move because they were built a lot better. Now, I don't know about this neck I've got from Adam. So far, it hasn't moved. It's a pretty hard maple. It's got a nice banana shape on it, non-tilt. It's one piece. It checked all the boxes for me at like $267. I went for it. And I was pretty happy with it, considering it's a little bit fatter, but not too much. And I really see myself kind of falling in love with this guitar, when I eventually build it, which is sitting here curing. I want it to be like super, super dried, so the clear coat doesn't move at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. My that '84 Beretta, that doesn't stay out. I keep it in the case. I've got the original case for that, and it stays in the closet. But I've adjusted that neck when I bought it. I've never had to adjust it since. And being in Phoenix, I keep a humidifier in my guitar room. I keep my guitar room between 40 and 50% because I've seen the difference. I have a friend of mine that owns a guitar store locally, and we had a discussion one day about humidity levels inside your guitar room. Hey, in Phoenix, we don't have humidity, So my buddy, who's lived out here for years, I was picking up his guitars going, my God, man. I mean, I'm constantly adjusting your stuff, And then I moved out here, and I started to realize that my necks were tweaking. Some of my paint, some of my nitro guitars were checking, quicker than others, so they're shrinking. So what I do is I just keep a humidifier. I keep my humidifier at I keep my guitar room at between 40 and 50% at all times. And some people will argue that, just like people argue everything. The bottom line is I can say from experience that I've seen what in Phoenix, what no humidity does to a guitar, and what keeping my guitars, because I never have to adjust my guitars ever. And if you live in back east or you're living in Ohio, you don't have to worry about having a humidifier, But for guys like us or guys like me who have a lot of guitars, and you live in Phoenix and you're not humidifying, keeping your guitars in a humidified environment, you're making a big mistake because it's gonna raise havoc on those guitars.
Well, I agree with you in a way. Now we get pretty humid here in Oklahoma. We get cold and we get dry, but and then I'll come in here and I'll jam out and I'll sweat all over the damn thing. I mean, I'm crazy. Even my custom shop I played on that last blues song I did, I was sweating so heavy I couldn't see out of my eyes. So that whole song was basically blind, But it is the waiting to die blues. So but but that thing hasn't moved either. And my action is so low that if it moved at all, it wouldn't play. And then on top of that, if I did have that problem, I'd take the neck off and redress it before I adjusted the truss rod.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with that. For me, the neck is always straight, and I sand the relief into the frets. That's how I roll.
Explain that to him, Robbie, what Edward told you to do.
Yeah, you guys were talking about that last week. That was interesting.
All right, so Billy Connolly finishes the first one. I'm not going to go into these things that I know that people don't believe. Okay, but the first thing he does is he takes the 5150, slams it on the bench, the assembly room, and unscrews the neck. He doesn't detune the strings or nothing. Okay? Under tension. The thing goes ring like this, right? And then he just takes he grabs the strings, right? He takes the locking things off, and then he goes to throw it on the table somewhere. And he takes the strings and he just yanks them. Poof! Out of the tuners, right? Poof, like that. And he comes running into the fucking neck room. And he fucking looks at me with this kind of like, he'd get this dumbfounded look on his face. Like, how could the world be so stupid, right? And he looks at me like that. And he just says, backbow the shit out of this. Sand the motherfucker out of the frets. And crown the lines as small as you can get them. Even if you have to wipe them out in spots. And then steel wool the fuck out of it. That's what I did. That's what he wanted. You know, when it's done, you just straighten the neck and your relief is in the frets. And that's how he liked really low action then. Okay. At that point in time, he wanted it as low as he could get it. And that's how it happened. And ever since then, every neck we dressed that came out of that room was backbowed before it was dressed and sanded. Absolutely. And it makes it a lot simpler because you don't need all these fancy tools. You don't need the levelers. You don't need, gauges. You don't need any of that because you cranked the backbone in it first. And then, I just used a wood lathe. I took the blade out of like a 40-year-old wood lathe. I stick the freaking stick of sand on there. And I used to use 330, but now I think I'm using 220. And I just put it on there and just go back and forth, sanding it down. Now, of course, when you're doing that, you don't want to stay in one spot and all that, but you just go back and forth. Like, all these people say, oh, you want to go one way and you don't want to sand one fret more than the other. Like, no, I want to sand more fret in the middle. This is what I'm after, and you get all that done and you use your freaking marker and you put marker on the frets and then you sand it lightly over one more time to make sure that it's, the frets are concentric to each other. They don't have to be level to the fret all the way on the other side. They just have to be uniform for the two frets on each side of it. So if your frets are kind of like doing this, that's fine as long as the relationship between the frets is concentric. So it's always the same between the frets, even though all the frets have a slight curve to them, And I've been doing that ever since, man. I'll tell you. And you don't need any of that shit. And steel wool, I just steel wool the crap out of it. You tape the fretboard off first. Unless if it's an acoustic, you can get away without doing that. But yeah, you tape it off first, and then like there's a big thing now about like fret sprout. Oh, the fret's sprouting, and it's like, my God, that's some cheap ass wood. But okay, what do you do with it? Oh, they have special files, and you meticulously do each side. No, I take the same wood lathe that I have, and I put more stick and sand on there, and then I take the neck and I take that sander 45-degree angle and just run go up and down on the edges until that's gone. You know, it's like really not rocket science, but I think it was one of those moments of brilliance from Edward, like wax potting the pickup or changing his pickups to Alnico 2 magnets. You know, the things that he did to get the sound out of the tube amp, and during that period, you know, when that kind of stuff mattered, and that's kind of like where I'm at. I'm still there. I'm still doing that.
The reason you're seeing so much fret sprout today, in my opinion, is because they're not letting the wood dry long enough. That's why you're seeing that, especially with the EVH stuff. The EVH stuff that was being done in Japan, they had a big problem with fret sprout on those because they weren't letting the wood dry long enough. That's my opinion.
And that's Fender trying to save money. It's all it is. You know, it's pump them out. We'll get, you know, cheaper wood. It's going to be dry and green, and you know, but they're not going to care. They're just going to put them out, you know. And I think really that's what's so nice about the Lucido necks out of Canada, because it's so fucking cold in Canada that when they made those necks, they had to be like hard maple, so you know the cold wouldn't affect them. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Lucidos are I would say the second best neck compared to the ESPs at that time. But you know, then they were aging wood. They were waiting. They had quality woods. It wasn't like trying to save money on every little thing. You know, and that's why I'll look at Charvel Jackson, EVH, Fender, Gretsch, with all the same brush. You know, because that mega company is buying their supplies all from the same place. Whether they use a different machine, you know, in the same room or not, you know, I don't think really matters too much. Well, Ron's looking froggy here.
Ron, what do you think?
Oh, poor Ron.
Ron, we're about to do a giveaway.
I feel sorry for this guy now, man. We're really hammering him here.
I'll tell you who I feel sorry for: the 47 people that are in the chat waiting for a drawing.
Oh, you mean like a sketch? Oh, now we got 2 Rons.
2 Rons make it right.
The 2 Ron. He's the 2 Ron, the 2 Ron.
Hey Johnny, let's give away 3. I'll pull out another one. I'll do 3.
Whoa!
I'll do 3 EVH guitar pick tins. I'll do 3.
Oh my goodness! Or let's do them. Everybody, wake up! Is everybody awake now? Okay. Yeah, we're going on 3 hours. Okay. I feel really bad for everybody that's asleep. Okay.
Anyone watching this turkey?
But look at this. How are we going to give these away? Are we going to spin? Are we going to spin for them?
So this is I'm going to Vegas next week. So this is what I'm going to do, Johnny. I'm going to mail these to you on Monday.
Let's go.
So I'll mail them to you, and then you can farm them out, okay?
You got it. You got it.
All I know is I want the keychain.
You can't win anything. You're on the show.
Technically, he's not. He keeps leaving.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Is that a loophole?
I caught her.
Yeah.
Caught her.
Oh, look, it's Zora. Look. Oh, Zora's here. Ned, come here.
Oh, hey, Zora. Hi. Oh, look at you.
This is the cat part of the program. You know, we'll go viral. You know, if you have cats. Look at that. He's got a Zora. I've got a Ned. Look at that.
Good girl.
Fine.
Oh.
Good.
He's got Frankenstein there.
Yeah, right here.
Good girl.
Next week it's going to say no shims.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, you guys. Okay, couple things. All right, again, subscribe to Ron's channel. In the chat. There it is. It's in the chat. It's called Fretworks. Subscribe to it. There it is. Fretworks. Smash that subscribe button.
Oh.
Let's get him to 17 subscribers. Let's get him to 17 subs. Currently, he's at 16. Let's get him to 7. I keep refreshing to see if we can get you to 17. You're at 16. All right, so we got you to 16 subscribers tonight.
All right.
I think you were at 2 when we started. Yeah. Yeah. So let's do that. And then don't forget, we're very close to 10,000 right here on the channel. So let's get us to 10,000 subscribers. We'll do a special giveaway. And tune in next week, Straturday night. Let me, before I forget, tune in next week. I'll be promoting this all week. I'm giving away it's called a Heyday wireless speaker. Right here. It's a Bluetooth speaker. I'm giving this away next Saturday night.
Is that from Five Below?
I don't know. What? Next week. All right. All right, we ready? We're going to spin? So far the computer works, I think. There we go. All right, everybody press a number in the chat. Make sure you get entered. Yeah, Mike Olson, there you are. Yeah, everybody press the number 1 right now. Okay, so we're going to spin, 4 times, I guess? All right. All right, I see you guys. Ed Dana, Patrick. That works. Awesome. Go Nightbot. Yeah. I hope Nightbot wins everything. Okay, this first spin is for the Line 6 Helix keychain from the NAMM show. Brand new. Well, it's new, but I got this probably, I don't know, 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago now. I don't know. All right, the winner for that is... Keith Dobbins. Keith, you won. Text 415-952-3263. Text. And it's yours. Congratulations. Okay. All right. Now we got 3 more spins. And this is for the EVH guitar picks. Oh, I got to say this. Keith Dobbins Helix keychain. Helix, not Helix. Yeah. Okay. All right. The first winner of the guitar picks is Eugene O'Neill on Facebook. Eugene, text us at 415-952-3263. Or I think you can message me on Facebook because we're on Facebook apparently. But probably text. Text is best. Text that phone number. Eugene O'Neill. All right. So that's one. Eugene O'Neill, EVH guitar pick 10. All right. Oh, no. Is it frozen? Why does it seem frozen to me? Does that look frozen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm being froze on the screen, so yeah.
Usually it doesn't do that. We'll try again. Oh, yeah, it's frozen. Dang it.
Let it go. Let it go.
It's frozen.
All right, have everybody pick a number between 1 and 10.
All right, we'll do it. How should we do that? Should we each think of a number? How would that work?
That would work badly, Johnny.
All right, how many people are in the chat right now? It says we got 45 watching, but technically, how many are in the chat?
5.
I mean, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I see about 20 people currently chatting. All right. I need that note. I'll keep that. I'm going to write a number right here.
Oh my God.
I'm going to write a number. What? All right, I just wrote a number. In the chat, pick a number between 1 and 31.
Totally rigged.
Hurry! A number between 1 and 31. All right.
Totally rigged.
How is that rigged?
Because you're writing down a number and,
Keep going. Whoever gets it. Whoever gets that number.
Nobody
Between
knows
1.
but you.
All right. Wait, but you're on the show. You can't win. Okay. He got it. Someone else get that number quick. I see you guys in the chat. I gave you a hint. Somebody in the chat already. All right, William De Silva, you got it. All right, I wrote down 30. I know it looks like 30. Looks like 36, but
You're welcome, William.
all right, William De Silva, you win. William De Silva. Or is it De Silva? All right, how should we do the next one? Drum solo?
I got a song picked out.
Huh?
I have a song picked out.
To play?
Yeah.
Black it.
Well, how should I don't know. 40 grit. What do you think? They're your picks to give away. How should we give away the last one? What would you do?
Hey, Tom, had to restart.
Maybe we should come up with a trivia question, and the first person to answer is guitar solo. So what was on well, really, it can't be like gauged at a guitar question because some people on here probably don't even play guitar. So I don't know, Johnny. Come up with a trivia question, a Van Halen trivia question, because this is a Van Halen channel, right?
That's what they say.
It used to be.
Yeah. Van Halen trivia question.
Now it's the Ron Gunner Frozen channel.
What brand of toilet paper did Eddie like?
I actually have a photo somewhere of Edward in the bathroom. He built a studio in his bathroom, believe it or not. And I do have a photo of it somewhere.
Cottonelle.
A Van Halen trivia question. Okay, George says trivia. Okay, a Van Halen trivia. Oh, man. I thought of one, but I don't know. I do have that trivia book here somewhere.
Yeah, I think mine's in storage.
Let's see. What?
Oh, hey, wait.
Okay.
I got it.
Oh, you got one?
I got it. Let's do this.
Okay. I know the answer.
Where was this photo taken?
Oh!
Where was that photo taken? If you're a real Van Halen fan, you know.
Where was that photo taken?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Somebody's going to get it in the chat, too, pretty quick.
Yep. Skyprop got it.
Skyprop! Okay. All right.
Yay for Pittsburgh.
That just made it easy.
Skyprop. EVH guitar pick 10. All right. All of you guys, text me. I think William just texted me. Okay. Text me. You guys know my number. All right. Text that number. Hamburgers. Oh, I'm hungry.
You hungry, Rich?
This stupid thing's frozen. I can't believe it.
I'm in touch with that emotion.
Oh, dang it.
Just call me Mr. Freeze.
Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay, I'll use that later. All right. Congratulations to our winners. You guys are awesome. Chipotle. Chipotle. You guys, thank you again. 40 Grit. Dude, I know we only saw like 5 of your 89 guitars tonight, so you'll have to come back.
I would love to come back. I'd be honored to come back. And Robbie, nice meeting you. Ron, pleasure, sir. And if you guys are in town, or hey, Johnny, if you want me back, just let me know. And if I can come on, I would love to come on again.
And the next time I'm in Phoenix, maybe I can come over.
Dude, I mean, I'm sincere about that. I mean, I would love to get together with you guys.
Okay.
You can take me to Zim's.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, man, that would be fun.
Take us all to Zim's.
Yeah, we could all just jump on my truck and go over to Zim's and hang out.
Yes.
Yeah.
We won't tell Dan.
And buy us guitars.
Yeah. Yeah, we can terrorize them.
That'll work.
Awesome. Congratulations to our losers. Oh, Ryan Hall. Thank you. Everybody's a winner here.
Hey, Johnny, I'm gonna send you a fourth one for Ryan Hall.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. So get Ryan Hall's information, because that guy's always talking to me about Sir stuff. So I'll send Ryan Hall a 10.
Right on. Ryan Hall, send me a text message. 415-952-3263. People can sit on the back of the truck. That's right, Alice. Everybody, let's go to Zim's. Okay.
At midnight.
Yeah, let's all go right now. You guys, thank you for watching. Thank you again. And don't forget, we're very close to 10,000 subscribers. Very, very close. We got Fretworks to 18 subscribers.
Hey, there we go.
Fretworks is up to 18. We're almost to 10,000. So subscribe to us. Thank you so much. Thank you to our channel members. Let's see. Where are you guys? There you guys are. Thank you for your continued support for this channel and these shows. You guys are all awesome. And let's see. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Straturday. Wait, today is Saturday. What do I do on Sundays? I play the guitar.
ASMR.
It's guitar ASMR.